Yo. What's up, guys? It's been a minute. Wait, did I change my title improperly? Oh, I don't even remember. Alright. My title's Ho, in parentheses, Ho Ho. I got a little Santa hat for the next couple days. Yo, I got the Christmas fit going right now. It's going absolutely stupid. Okay, so I got the... Dude, check out this hoodie. I got the fucking... Look at this hoodie, bro. There's some hoes in this house. That Cardi B lyric... Was it Cardi B? That song? Beginning of WAP, I'm pretty sure. I got this like 2 Christmases ago. We roll with this shit. Then I got the hat. I don't know exactly how to wear the hat with my headset, actually. Like right now it's kind of like cramping it down. Maybe I should put it in the back. I don't know. This kind of works, I guess. We're feeling great. Are you streaming over the next few days? Yeah, I was gonna go home to my family, but then it turns out my sister couldn't go, so we just decided to do the family trip in January instead. So like mid-January I'll be flying to see my family. So for Christmas I'm well, I've been playing hockey every day, so I'm like I'm busy, but I'll be spending it with you guys. I'm considering / I'm almost positive I'm gonna start an Elden Ring DLC playthrough starting on Christmas Day. I think that's gonna be the vibe. Are you gonna be Plunderstorming in Kentucky? I will not be, no. But yeah, you are right. Plunderstorm is going to release the very first day that I am leaving, which is not ideal. But, I mean, that's just when the family's going to be there, so. Have you not played it yet? Elden Ring DLC? No. I don't remember. Elden Ring DLC came out, like... When did Elden Ring DLC come out? Release date. It came out on June 21st. Okay, what was I doing on June 21st? I don't remember. I remember, like, not... I don't remember... Okay, so the first time Elden Ring came out, it was during Sepulchre. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna, like, play it late. But I think the DLC... I think I could have played it, but, like, I don't know. I feel like everyone was playing it when it came out. So, like, in a way, like, a Let's Play of Elden Ring is kind of saturated. So I always just felt like I would just do it later for content. But I don't really remember. I'm trying to remember what I was doing in June. I don't know. But I think I, like, deliberately just didn't play it because everyone else was. Was that Terrace Land? No, I think that was, like, a little later than that. Dude, Terrace Land was sick, though. Terrace Land was so fun. We would have played the new season of Terrace Land, but I think, like, the NA servers died. Like, we were looking for materials and stuff, and, like, we would have had to farm it all ourselves. Wait, did streamers get early access because you said you weren't playing it because you were mad? That does sound like me. I do get... That is a weakness of mine. If, like, there's a game I'm really looking forward to playing and streaming on release, and, like, certain streamers get access to it ahead of time, I just fucking... It kills my drive to play the game. Absolutely kills it. Or at least kills it to stream it. Even when, like, I mean, sometimes I get those opportunities too, right? And I hate that too. I want, when games come out, I want everyone to have access to it at the same time. One second, if I'm gonna keep this Santa hat on. I gotta turn down the AC. Or I guess turn up the AC? Dude, my dogs are having an insanely good Christmas, bro. My parents didn't know what to get me, so they just got me a shitload of dog toys. So Reptar and Ella are just absolutely vibing. Look at, do you see Reptar's whole, like, you see him stretched all the way out with his feet just completely behind him? Just chewing on that toy? God damn. That is peak vibing. Did you see any of the games from the Game Awards? Yeah, we co-streamed the Game Awards, right? We watched, like... We watched it live. I had to leave before the very end. But yeah, it all seemed to make sense. Today, I'm probably just going to yap a little bit. Maybe get prepared for the Elden Ring stream. Like, make sure I have, like, a save file that I can start playing. Because all my old save files are on my old computer. And I don't feel like figuring out how to transfer them. But I've, like, beaten the game multiple times. And then I have multiple more characters from those Elden Ring PvP events I did. Where you had to, like, level a character in a couple hours and get it, like, super juiced. But I heard there's, like, some save files you can just download that, like, have, like, all the items. So you can kind of, like, play whatever build you want. Like, pre-DLC, not, like, DLC items. It kind of makes sense to just, like, research what a good starting level is. For the DLC, get a character that has something close to that. And then try to find some fun build. I told myself I'd play a Faith build. I always play, like, a... just like a power stance jump attack or like power stance just big melee weapon, melee damage. I don't really like magic very much. But I've never done a Faith build. And I kind of want to... They look really sick. There's like so many cool looking spells and shit like that. And I kind of want to just like... check that shit out. Elden Ring playthrough, are you sure you want to ruin your Christmas dying 10 times over? Yeah, I've thought about that actually, because I've played every Souls game. I think I've beaten every Souls game besides Dark Souls 2 multiple times. Like, I've done a ton of Souls stuff. But also, as of recent, like in the last year, I no longer play games to entertain myself as a hobby when I'm not streaming. I'm doing something outside the house, I'm hanging out with people, or I'm playing hockey, like almost exclusively. Or like watching TV or movies, but it's not playing games on my computer. So because of that, I wonder if like, if the DLC is on like the harder side, like I'm going to be spending a ton of time on these bosses, I wonder if, I definitely think it's possible that that'll get old to me. It depends, like some bosses are like more fun to progress than others, and everyone seems to say that the DLC is like really sick, but like I don't know, some bosses have like bullshit lineups that just infuriate you, and some bosses are just as hard but in a more like natural way, and like you feel like a sense of progression. I don't know, like if there's any bullshit bosses, that would definitely make me mad. Max, I know you don't like hardcore, but watch the Peekaboo White clip in hardcore that happened last night. It was so funny. Okay. Yeah, I haven't paid attention to any of the hardcore shit. The only clip I've seen from hardcore is Gingy saying that he's the best WoW player of all time, or something like that. From like last week. Someone was like, "Who are you?" And he's like, I'm the best WoW player ever." And he's 100% serious. That shit went crazy. People were trying to tell Tyler about you. Why? Just to like, I don't care about hardcore stuff. I've never met Tyler 1. He has no reason to know who I am, or, you know, that's cool. All good. Gingy got punished for cheating. Gingy caught cheating again. What did he do? How do you cheat in hardcore? Is that like where you die and then... and you don't really die or something? He broke OnlyFang rules. Oh, who cares? Just fucking do whatever you want. He used the auction house, which is against... yeah, that's like... it's pretty... I don't know. Big who cares angle, right? Basically, he either had to kill off his guy or get kicked. That's it, really. Cool. Yeah. Love that shit. In YouTube chat, why do you get weird about more famous streamers than yourself? T1 goated. What? What did I say that was weird? Someone in Twitch chat said people were trying to tell Tyler 1 about you. And I said, oh, don't do that. Because I don't want to, like... hey, Tyler 1, have you heard it? Do you know Max? You know... like, I don't want anyone to do that on my behalf. That makes... that, like, rubs off on me, you know? Don't do that shit. Just, like, let me exist. You know what I mean? I don't think I was being weird. What did I say that was weird? I just said I've never met Tyler 1. I would have no reason to meet him, so I wouldn't want, like, people trying to, like, gas me up when he has no reason to know who I am. Just, like, we could never meet, and he doesn't ever need to know about me, and he would never have a reason to. I'm not doing anything, right? I'm just here. I don't think that was, like, disrespectful to him or anything. I don't, you know? Max, can you show the hoodie front? That shit looks fire. Oh, yeah, I already showed chat, but it just says there's some hoes in this house. That's it. That's all it says. Max, what's the latest in a day you are willing to take a nap? Yo, I don't know if this is just me. I don't take naps. I, like, wake up, and then I'm up, and then I go to sleep later. I don't nap. I have taken a nap recently. So I guess the phrase "I don't take naps" isn't true, I guess. I have taken a nap in the last month because I just didn't get any sleep. And then I got back home, and then I was like, okay, I actually need to sleep before it. I napped for like an hour and a half. Which apparently is like the ideal nap time. It's like one full sleep cycle. If you're going to sleep longer than like 20 minutes. But That was like that is the only time I have napped in my like available memory. Like I cannot remember ever doing it. What is it? You got to do a 10-minute to 1.5 hour nap. Any longer is shit. I mean, you could do a 3-hour nap. So it takes about 1.5 hours to go through like a full sleep cycle, right? That's why when you like do 45, 50 minutes, an hour, and not an hour and a half, you literally wake up in the middle of it like a deep sleep cycle, and then that is what makes you feel like shit. That's also kind of why you feel like shit some mornings versus others, because like if you just RNG wake up like right at the end of a sleep cycle, you'll feel great. And if you wake up right in the middle of one, you'll feel like shit, and your body will learn. Like if you go to sleep and wake up at the same time every day, you probably experience something very consistent. But if you're someone who like goes to sleep 20 or 30 minutes late or early potentially, and then also your wake up is not like synced, or maybe it is and one of them is, one of them isn't, like you'll get RNG wake ups, you know? So you can nap longer than an hour and a half and feel fine. The thing is if you're napping longer than an hour and a half, I feel like you're just sleeping, right? That's a sleep. I guess I don't know if there's like an official time limit for when it turns from a nap into a sleep, but my 15 to 20 minute naps go so crazy. Any more than that and I feel terrible. But like, okay, I could be wrong, but don't 20-minute naps like not do anything? Like how you restore yourself in sleep is you go through a sleep cycle. You have deep sleep, you have REM sleep. But then like sleeping before like any of that happens, I don't think that actually does anything. Someone said, I heard something about astronauts taking exactly 26-minute naps for peak performance. All right, well, I'm just making shit up. I would trust the astronauts instead of me. Right? Nah, bro, Batman does it. Totally normal. Bro, Batman isn't real, though, right? I could be making shit up, too, though. Wait, you said the astronaut thing. You made that up? No, I said I heard about it. Oh, so like someone could have like made it up to you and you were just spreading the makeup without verifying. I see. I do that all the time. Max, watch that Pika clip. Okay, look, I'll watch it, but I need you all to know. Here's why I don't like watching it, because I know that like hardcore WoW OnlyFans stuff for you guys is like it like really matters to you. It's like when someone, okay, I've been invited in LA to go to like Dungeons and Dragons like nights, like people are playing D&D. And I never go because, and for one reason, it might be fun for me, but I'm terrified of not being into it. And then like, I feel like I'm letting the people down who invited me. And I'm not passionate about something they're passionate about, and the vibe just would be off, you know? So like, if you want me to watch a hardcore WoW clip, I feel like if you're asking me to do that, like this guy has like 3 times so far today, it really means something to you. And I feel like by watching the clip, and if there's a good chance I don't fucking care, then it's like I feel bad for you, you know? Like, it's all bad. Did Max have any funny comments about Genji doing a little cheating in hardcore WoW? No, I just said I just don't care. I mean, it didn't even sound like any kind of crazy cheating. He just like went on the auction house. Who cares? All right, I'll watch the clip though. And if it's at least somewhat entertaining, I'll pretend to really like it. All right. So let's go to Peekaboo's Twitch page. Love Peekaboo, by the way. I talked to Peekaboo a lot the other day. He was messaging him out like dual streaming, and I was helping him get set up on that. So Peekaboo's the boy for sure. I like Peekaboo. I just don't care about hardcore stuff. All right, let's see. Clips. Popular clips. So I'm assuming it's the Pika wipe. Is this the crazy one? Okay, let's lock in.
Yeah. Can we slow them? Any slows?
I have no crippling.
All right, we're kiting.
Kite.
Okay, so like they're just scared and they're kiting, and he's trying to slow all of them. They're like, so the start of this clip is already them being in a very bad position. They're trying to save this guy's life. He has 3 poison dots. Looks like the healers are
Poisons might kill me by themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I'm trying to get aggro. I can gouge him with 1.
He's dead.
I had poison. I actually had fucking anti-venoms. I forgot I had them.
That's a misplay.
We gotta all not die here. Focus on Murlocs.
Oh my god. Bro, you guys can't see it because I'm down here for some reason, but Pika's locked in face right now is crazy. Check out that fucking look. He is locked the fuck in right now.
Okay, 1, go on the muck door.
Okay.
No, wait, don't aggro, watch. Dude, don't fucking move that way, please. Tazi, oh my fuck, he pulled.
Where was this?
Bro, no shot. This dude just pulled that. No fucking way he pulls that.
Oh, you're dead.
Tazi's dead.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, no fucking way. No way that just happened.
Oh, is he gonna get him in combat?
What do I do?
The vanish killed them. I mean, I can kind of see why he did that, though.
I tried to gouge 1.
Tazi's.
Fuck, he pulled.
Where was?
Okay, so that guy hard grief. They would have been able to kill that guy. He just walked into a pack. If he held it for like 1 more second.
Bro, no shot. This dude just pulled that. No fucking way he pulls that.
Her hearth was 1 second from finishing. Oh, that's fucked. He sees them all get aggro, and he's like pretty healthy too. I mean, it is like a very, like everyone's like, oh, you in hindsight, like, oh, you could have done this, but like everyone in chat would have like instantly vanished and not made that play. But
Tazi's dead.
oh yeah, the vanish right there. Oh my god, yeah, that's brutal. I mean, hey guys, at the end of this clip, your only job when things go this wrong is just to fucking survive, bro. They could have communicated, right? Like, that person hearthing could have been like, yo, my hearth is almost off. Like, if you're going to vanish, wait. You know, like, some communication. I mean, I feel like it's almost like every man for themselves at that point, you know? I don't know. All right, cool. Cool. Or not cool. Sad, right? Because people lost
their... Oh my god, no fucking way.
People lost their characters. Is that at level 60 too? Oh, he's only level 23. That's some baby shit, right? You can just like level right back up. You're good. Cool. All right, that was nice. That wasn't a bad clip. That was like mildly entertaining. Let's fucking go. I've been linked some like hardcore clips before, and like nothing happens to like the casual classic viewer like myself. And you just have to you just have to like guess. You're like basically the reason they're linking it is because of some drama between people, but I don't know who any of the people are and I don't care about them. So like none of that hits for me, and it just seems like nothing's happening. There's no action. But that one you could kind of tell what was going on, so it was sweet. So there were a couple of videos I wanted to watch today in a little bit. Not like right away. I need to get prepared for my Elden Ring hardcore playthrough. Not Elden Ring hardcore. Why did I just say that? My brain is cooked. Just Elden Ring DLC playthrough. Hardcore would be crazy. That run would be over in like 10 minutes. Yeah, no. So Elden Ring thing, but then also there was a couple of videos. I saw some people had some takes on like dungeons next season, which might be interesting. And also apparently, I don't know if you guys heard about this. I think you have because like it was an extremely high trending video, but I heard that like you guys know that company Honey, the one that is like a browser extension and it gives you like it like runs all of the available codes for a website to give you the best discount. Apparently that company is like hella scamming everybody. And I don't know anything about it and it sounds really interesting, so might look at that too, because I feel like it's like usually I don't react to stuff that's like way out of my purview, right? But I feel like a browser extension and we're all chronically online is something that we're all familiar with, so Iowa's kind of pissed about it. Fuck yeah. What is it? 90% of WoW Twitch is OnlyFans, and I have no idea who any of these people are. I don't even know what their target audience is. Huh? Their target audience is like classic players and drama frogs. But it works. Like, there's a lot of those people, so it's like, it seems really successful. Dude, guys, if I could go into my brain and just cross some wires and shit and just make it so I find classic interesting at all, or if I could like manufacture nostalgia, do you know how much extra money I would make and how much extra content I would have within the year? Like how much less bored I'd be if I genuinely enjoyed playing classic. I just could not possibly care any less about that game than I do. It's zero fun to me. I find no fun playing it, and I wish that wasn't true, because it would be like cross-pollinating a retail and classic audience is really important, right? Because like it's obvious, especially when they release those numbers, that a lot of classic people play retail and a lot of retail people play classic. So like being prevalent as a content creator in both versions of the game is very good, and they're in the same section. So it would you just introduce a lot more people to your content. The small problem is I just don't care. So all good. They have people from other categories, League and GTRP, so that's where yeah. It's cool, yeah. I just not my thing. You and Gingy in a hardcore cage fight. I don't want anything to do with that. I got cheated against in hardcore classic the one time I played it. It's like that shit on my starting soon screen, the like bean dealer screenshot. I basically RP'd as someone dealing illegal beans in Elwyn Forest for 10 levels, and then this guy challenged me to a mock garage, so I fucking fought him to the death. But he got fort buff from a random priest, which is like a lot of HP. It's like 25% HP or something. And he was given fort, and I got him to like 5%, and he ended up winning the thing. I would have definitely beat him. Dude fucking hard cheated. No pants day. I got some shorts on. Or you know what? You can just leave that up to your I'll show you a little knee right now. You can just leave that up to your imagination, little guy. I'll give you some knee. What's up? What's up? Check that shit out. Can we get some ankle? Ooh, maybe. Max, I'm in dire need of a new set of shoes. Good looking and versatile, but I need to walk a good amount of steps in them. Thoughts? Well, I don't know what you'll look like in shoes, but there's a bunch of new ones. Like people like Hoka's now. I'm not a huge fan of those. I think New Balances still go crazy for that. Oh, actually, little shout out. If you can rock some like Adidas Ultra Boost shoes, there's some that look kind of casual and not super sporty or runny, and I swear Adidas Ultra Boost foam just for walking around like at a convention just absolutely destroys other shoes for that. It's so comfy. Not too sporty and runny. I mean, like, Adidas Ultra Boots definitely look sporty and runny, though. But, I mean, dude, like just probably New Balances, right? New Balances always are great. Like just the OGs. Max, be honest. How much gold is Undermine going to cost Liquid? I don't know. I'm not the guy you need to ask about that. Like there are people in our guild who work with the gold and the repaying of the gold and the making of the gold, and they know how much gold we have, how much gold we spend on average, and how like a new patch might make that go up or down. But I promise you that person isn't me. I don't know anything about that. I don't want to know about that. That's purely delegated. Oh, real quick, by the way, quick shout out. I was like randomly trying to not be bored last night, so I like popped open Netflix and I started watching this I think Norwegian show called La Palma. Maybe you guys have seen it. It's like, it seems like a limited series about some like natural disaster shit. And 2 episodes in, I find it really fun. So if you guys are... I looked and it has like kind of lower ratings though, which makes me think it like gets really, really fucking bad after the first couple episodes. I could see that being the case, but first episodes are good. Enjoyed it. Have you ever watched season 1 of True Detective? Dude. Yeah. Season 1 of True Detective is like, if you enjoy prestige television dramas, like, I mean, it's like one of the best ones ever. And it holds up too. I've watched it in the last like couple of years again. It's really good. There's a couple of season 1s you can watch and not watch anything else. Westworld's another one. You know, I might hit up the Westworld season 1 rewatch and then don't watch any more of it. Max, I just got the message that you're live. All right, blow up then. No, I can't be saying that on such a festive stream like today. Yeah, I won't be live tomorrow. I know Christmas Day, all the rinks are closed, so it is a day that I have to take off. So I'm doing like a skate in the morning, a pickup game, and then I'm lifting heavy legs so I can make use of the rest day. And I'm streaming that day too. Have you watched Barry? Yeah, of course. Barry's great. Did Westworld turn dookie after season 1? Some people have mixed opinions on season 2. Like, I know some people that really like season 2, but I think after that, it maybe isn't great. But I've also heard some people say they enjoyed it, but I don't know if that's like I think, like, my opinion is Westworld quality of season 1 in Westworld, especially when there's like a lot of mystery still involved, is absolutely top tier. Like season 1 of Westworld was like all-time great TV. It is as good as any single season of any show in my opinion. But then like that's just like season 2 and 3 might be good, but it's just definitely not on that tier. Like that's a tier, very hard tier to get to. What about Shogun? Oh, dude, I need to try to watch Shogun again. I watched the first like 2 episodes and then I got bored. I didn't get into it. But like I know it's awesome. The white guy in Shogun kind of looks like you. I hate when you all do this. It's never true. It's never true. Shogun cast. Is it Cosmo Jarvis? Okay, let's check this out. Cosmo Jarvis. Guys, white guys that also have short brown hair and a beard don't just automatically look like every single white guy with a beard and brown hair. That doesn't look like me, man. He looks more like Tom Hardy than me. He's got like a Tom Hardy facial structure. Different hair, different kind of hair and shit, but that just doesn't look like me. So you're saying you look like Tom Hardy? No, I'm saying this picture kind of looks like Tom Hardy, and I don't think I look like him. so no. Okay. Dude, you guys are so dumb. I just joined. Why does Max have a pic of himself up? Okay. Someone in Twitch chat said, I'm a new dog owner, down with cats, long live the dogs. Bro, why are you so negative? You're like, I'm a new dog owner, so I'm just gonna put down another animal. Well, not literally, right? But they're like, you could just say I like dogs, but you're just like, fuck cats. You know? Come on, what are you doing? I think cats are cool. I've lived with a cat. My ex-girlfriend had a cat. So I lived with a cat for like 3.5 years. And he was cool. He's a little guy. Cool cats. I like vastly prefer dogs in every way, but cats are cool. You can like more than one thing. Yeah, yeah, you know. Yeah. Are we live? Yeah, we're live. We're live right now. We're going to watch some videos in a bit, but right now we're just fucking yapping. The classic. Look at Reptar. How can you want a cat after... Hey, Reptar. Come say hi, buddy. Come here, Reptar. Oh, he's so big. Come here, buddy. Yeah. Why do you always go on that side? Come here, on this side. Over here, buddy. Yeah, over here. Reptar. Good boy. Come on. Show them how big you are. Oh, he's so big. Oh, hi, buddy. Hi, Rep. How can you not love little Reptar? He's so sweet. And he's so good. Hi, buddy. Yeah. Dude, he's like been so worn out. He loves like hard toys, like ones you have to chew on. And we have so many of them right now, and he's overwhelmed. Hey, buddy, you gonna go back and sleep? Oh, yeah. Overall feeling on the class changes. Oh, I guess I don't really know what ended up happening with them, right? Like, so we talked about it on the podcast, like a ton of it. We liked the tier sets. But there was definitely some huge changes, and I'm just too stupid to know enough about those classes to know what they changed. So, like, I know the druid class tree is different. I've heard a little feedback from druids, and it sounds like that they really like the changes, which is good. I know that hunter got like, I think pack leader is completely different. So the hero talent for survival and BM is like completely remade, much more thematic. I have no idea if it's good or fun or not. And then like, I think MM just basically just got remade, just completely. Like I think there's like 20 new talents or something. Like just like completely different. So I haven't heard anything from hunters. I haven't heard if like they actually really like it or not. Don't trust the druids. If they like their tree, it's probably busted and needs a nerf. True. Hunter's got the Shadow Priest treatment from previous expansions. What does that mean? When I think of Shadow Priest, I just think that they like remade the class a bunch of different times, but they just haven't done that. It's gonna be the Ret of season 2, OP for a week and then forgotten. I think Blizzard will probably try pretty hard to make sure it's really good. I binge watched Belgian Malinois TikToks trying to teach that stuff to my dog, but he doesn't seem to be much of a military dog. Bro, I had a friend. Well, she was like a closer friend, I think, to my ex-girlfriend, but certainly a friend of mine. And she had a Malinois, and that dog was... I've never seen a dog that needed that much attention. Like, that much... I think she had to walk that dog like 5 hours a day. Not 5 hours, sorry, 5 miles. Not 5 hours. That's literally insane. 5 miles is a long time, but... And, like, if you were to ever hang out at her house... I actually love the dog. Cool dog. I got along with the dog really well, but, like... If you could just be, like, talking with someone for, like, an hour or two... And then if you were to look in that dog's direction, it would just be staring at you intently with its ears up. And if you were to, like... That dog was so good at playing catch... You could throw a ball at that dog's face as fast as possible, like a fucking fastball, like an MLB fastball, and it would catch it. Its reaction time, I've never seen anything like it. I think dogs like that just have to have a job because they're just too smart and they have too much energy. Yeah, but that dog was smart as fuck though. But I feel like that's, like, it works against them. Like, when they're that smart, they, like, it's hard to fulfill them. You look very festive today. Hey! Thank you. That's what I was going for. I thought it was a dorky in a Santa hat on Max's shirt. Wait, that would go crazy. Can you imagine this hoodie, but it's just like the dorky cat with a flannel hat on and a beard? That would be I'd buy that hoodie. Well, I mean, obviously, because I bought this one, but that's crazy merch. Dude, Potty C should have made Christmas merch. I mean, we are in the process of, like, hearing some companies out on doing, like, a little merch line. Go deep on thoughts on the new raid. Oh, you know what we could actually do today? We could... Is the dungeon journal up on the PTR? I actually have not looked at the bosses yet. I bet it is. Not the war within beta. What would it be? PTR isn't up yet? Damn. Bro, why is there still an 11.0.5 PTR? Okay, well, whenever that PTR goes up, we'll be doing that. So I can't really deep dive the raid. It's next year. Chat, random question. Is Hogwarts Legacy worth buying? In my opinion, 100% yes. I don't have, like, Harry Potter nostalgia. Like, I've seen all the movies. But, like, I don't care about Harry Potter. And that game fucking slapped hard. The gameplay of that game was awesome. I, like, highly, highly recommend it. Like, a lot of people didn't play it at the time. Some people were afraid of streaming it at the time because, like, obviously the writer for the Harry Potter books, like, said some fucked up shit. So, like, people, you know, wanted to, like, kind of boycott the game because of that. But I played the fucking game and it was amazing. I streamed it. It was great. It was, like, really fucking fun. You feel like a wizard. Harry Potter looks nice, but I didn't like how the gameplay looked. It's fun, bro. I mean, you don't have to. Yeah, that's what it was. Like people were like harassing streamers. Yeah. Yeah, people were. I mean, I didn't see. That's what I say when I'm like the ideal level of big streamer. You know, like I get enough viewers to like make a good living, but I don't have enough viewers to where like people like get super mad at me for like playing a game like that, you know? But if I was just like a little bigger, like you don't want to be big enough to like when you say anything, it ends up on live stream fails, and then people are just like you're constantly stressed out and shit. I just like fly under the radar of all that. I just like don't have to deal with it. It's amazing. She absolutely said controversial. You live under a rock or something. Guys, you have to be able to read someone say something like she didn't really say anything controversial. People are just overly sensitive. And you have to just acknowledge the bait or the fact that that person's never going to change their mind and just looks at the world differently than you, and just ignore it, right? Like responding to it, there's just zero, right? You know what I mean? You're doing nothing. Yeah, come on. What are you doing right now? Outside of the world first period of time? Dude, when world first is happening, I don't even consider myself streaming. Like, I am literally streaming, and those are my biggest, like, streams. But I'm not streaming. I'm, like, doing something. And then you're just watching me do it, but I'm not streaming. Isn't that what streaming is? Not to me. What streaming is to me is this. I am in constant conversation with people that are watching my stream. That is streaming. That's what streaming feels like. But like during the race, I'm just like, you're just like looking through a window and I'm doing something like a zoo animal. Like the Japanese field trip, bro. That was so funny. It was just so weird that was the case. Can we name the next race stream to the zoo? No. Dude, I guess like next race is like coming. I mean, it's probably going to be in March, right? I guess that does still feel kind of far away. It's 3 months away. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Max, I don't know this, and I might be ignorant, and I could have figured this out. Does the income of this stream go to you personally or to Liquid? What? Like right now? Like me just streaming on a fucking Monday? Like that goes to me. That goes to me. Yeah, that would be fucking crazy if that just went to Liquid. How could that make any sense? That's crazy. Liquid, like part of my Liquid salary is Liquid pays me to stream like with their sponsor overlay on, which I'm just now realizing is not on. But it is now. And that's good. But yeah, and I'm like, I think I'm contractually required to stream a certain amount per month, which actually I have barely streamed in December. I might be... Boys, we might have to do that Elden Ring stream whether I want to or not. I think I probably have to make up some hours. I've never even come close to hitting it because like my agent negotiated like a pretty low number for like how much I need to stream a month. It's like maybe like 60 hours or something a month. Something like that, which is like nothing, right? Dude, I might actually have to like spam some streams. I mean, I don't know. What's the worst that could happen if I don't hit that number? Like, I don't think they're going to... If I did it a lot, I bet they'd be mad. Like, I've never done it before. I've never missed it before. They could sue you. Yeah, they just won't do that, though, right? That would be fucking insane. Miss your viewer hours for 1 month out of like a 5-year contract and they just fucking take you to court. That would be fucking crazy. I mean, honestly, I think it's really unlikely that they even count it. But who knows? I haven't missed it before, though. I mean, I'll probably find a way to hit it. So close to the feet. You guys want some ankle action? I don't think I'll be giving you that, actually. That's too extreme. I mean, your contract should specify what happens if you don't. Yeah, maybe it does. I don't know. I reckon you're going to really like the DLC anyway. Easy hours. Maybe. Man, I am a little... Not concerned, but like... Every time I've played a Souls game, my main hobby in my life was playing video games. Not my job, my hobby. Like when I wasn't working, when I'm not streaming, my main hobby was playing games. That has not been true for over a year for me. So I wonder if like I'd have a different experience with it. I've played in the last year, I've like no-lifed games that I really enjoyed. But like, I wonder if like, you know, because like Elden Ring is just Souls games. They are... Fuck this boss, I'm so mad. This mechanic is so bullshit, I'm so mad. Oh, I killed it, that's the best boss ever, you know? But there's a lot of resistance till you get to that point. And I think I might, if there's a boss that's absolutely farming me, I could definitely see rage quitting a stream and not playing it again. Who knows? I could probably do it. Can't rage quit, you need the hours. Bro, stop saying... Guys, if we just forget that we ever talked about the hours, like, me or Liquid will never think about it again. It'll probably be great. You know what I mean? It'll be okay. You should play the Game of the Year, Astrobot. I did. I bought it on my PlayStation, and I played it, like, a couple months ago. It was really fun. That's a great game. I am not surprised that game won Game of the Year at all. Have you looked into Balatro at all? Yeah, I've played a shitload of Balatro. Balatro is probably like the best phone game. Well, obviously, maybe not everyone likes high score roguelikes, but if you do, it's probably the best phone game that you can play. Like if you have like a flight or something, dude, Balatro has got you. Someone in chat says... Is he drunk? Why would you talk about not fulfilling the very contract you signed in front of the people you, the other side of the contract, want you to advertise? Sounds very entitled, question mark. What? Oh, look at his fucking Twitch name. Oh, he almost got me. That's a good bit. I read the guy that created Balatro made it only for his parents and a friend. No clue it would blow up. Yeah, I mean, it's made by a single guy. Like one guy. That's fucking crazy. If you're an RPG fiend, Metaphor... Dude, I keep hearing that Metaphor Fantasio slaps. But it's like so not my style of game. But I feel like I should try it. Like I know it's turn-based. I don't mind turn-based games. Like some of the like really turn-based Final Fantasies were actually like some of my favorite ones. But, like, I just don't care about JRPG. Like, for example, is Metaphor Fantasio whatever, is that, like... Okay, so, if you're someone like me, and I'm going to completely and totally avoid the story. I will skip every cutscene. I'll never even think about what they are trying to convey emotionally via their narrative, right? Is the gameplay enough to like get you into it? Because I'm just a gameplay only man. Zero chance I would be interested in JRPG story stuff. Gameplay does not carry the game. Story is 100% necessary. Oh, well, GG. GG, I suppose. Nice hat. Thanks, bro. It's from Santa. Santa wears this hat. I feel like most JRPGs are like that. Yeah, maybe. That's why I don't play them. But isn't Final Fantasy a JRPG? There's a few Final Fantasy games I've really liked, but I'm a weird Final Fantasy player, though. My favorite Final Fantasy game makes Final Fantasy players want to pull their hair out. It's Final Fantasy 12, I think, or 13. Final Fantasy 13. Yeah, this game. I love Final Fantasy 13. I've played almost all the Final Fantasy games, and this one was my favorite one by far. But it's because I think the story in this one wasn't that great. I think it was turn-based, so people didn't like that. But I really like turn-based. I'm cool with turn-based shit, and the like combat and gameplay in this was so fun. Max, did you ever play Stellar Blade? No. Is that the game where you have like where I keep seeing people post about it, but it's just because like the main character has big titties? I'm not into that kind of shit. I've never felt the need or the urge to goon to video game characters. That misses me completely. That's not my thing. What is it? Gameplay of the 13 was good with the combo system, but literally everything else about the game sucks. Yeah, but like, I only care about the gameplay, so you can probably see how it's yeah. Just no life PoE 2. I didn't find PoE 2 any fun. Have you played Hades? Yeah, Hades is good. Never in my life have I met someone who 13 is their favorite. Yeah, but like, you can see it though. Like, if you've played 13 and you can acknowledge that everything about the game is bad except for the combat and the gameplay, and all I care about is the combat and gameplay, that you could see that I like it, right? That's all I care about. For the love of God, update your add-ons. Oh, dude, can you see how many updates I need? Oh, you guys can see how many, right? Nice. But I'm not even logging in. Like, why would I even do this? But I mean, I did, so I did. Sadly, me neither. I got 2,000 hours in PoE 1, and 2 was a huge letdown for me. Now, that's surprising. I feel like if PoE 1 has you, and not liking 2 is strange. I mean, I can kind of see, like PoE 1 is just a lot faster than PoE 2. At least early. So, like, you get used to the speed. But, like, there's so many, like, quality of life updates. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of PoE 2. I don't know. PoE 2 just ain't fully cooked yet. Yeah, but they chose to release it. So, I mean, people are going to judge it based on that. I think that's just reality, right? The most players PoE 2 will ever have is when they did the early access release thing. They sold like 1 million copies or more. Like, it's a release. You're just calling it early access. Max, do you see the new ring? Good, and why? I don't know, man. Max, thoughts on the new Petivity cat litter system? Excellent question. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to look it up. Petivity litter system. Let's check this shit out. It's pretty cheap, I'd say, right? Wait, this just looks like, bro, my ex-girlfriend for her cat got legit, like, it was like a fucking spaceship. The cat would walk in there, and then it would detect when it peed or pooped, and then it would, like, rotate and change out the litter. It was kind of insane. But this is, like, how is this one smart? Does it just, like, text you when your cat takes a shit or something? Wait, track your cat's daily and long-term weight changes. Get alerted to key changes. Monitor your cat's daily litter box habits. Receive monthly reports you can take to your vet. Ask our AI... Bro. It just bothers me so much that, like, people have had, like, AI chat for years, but now it's just, like, marketing it as AI, and every business feeling like they need to do that is just so annoying to me. It's just a buzzword, yeah. But also, I don't know anything about AI. I still, to this day, have never interacted intentionally with any, like, new age AI stuff ever. I've never, like, typed anything into a prompt. I've never made it generate an image or a video. I, like, fully don't understand it and see no reason to interact with it. Hey Max, I love your content. My guild is on holiday break. When we come back, we will begin prog on Ovanax. Any tips on raid leading on Ovanax and Kaivezo? Not really. Those are just like... like those bosses, I feel like there's not a lot of raid leading to do. They're just like things just happen on a timer. So just, you know, normal stuff. Consistently calling things. Noticing bad habits that players are doing. And fixing them, like normal shit. Like, that's your job, you know? If you notice something that people are doing inefficiently, have them change it. There's really not a lot you can do on those. Like, I think Silken Court is a really important raid leader boss. Because it's just like a movement fight, and like you can just like micromanage every movement and make the fight so much easier for your players by just calling everything. But like those other two fights are just like so repeatable. Have you Googled UAI? Yeah, that's what I meant, like, intentionally. Like, when you Google things now, it just comes up with, like, an AI summary of what you've Googled. I guess what it does is it, like, looks at the top couple results and then summarizes it into a thing. That's actually been somewhat helpful, but I usually like to... I usually like looking at like the first non-sponsored post or just typing Reddit after whatever you're looking at and finding like a real person to talk about it. We had a 1.9% princess swipe and now we have to kill it on Sunday. Damn. Yeah, especially if you play a game. If you're like playing any game ever, like, let's say you're playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey or something. This is when I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I did this. I don't know why that game randomly popped into my head. Great game, by the way. But I would just type, like, best armor. Like, where do you get the best armor in this game? Like, how can I go grind it? And it was just, like just 5 to 10 AI-generated slop dog shit articles. Dog shit Fexture Life, just zero. It's like the top results are, it's just complete garbage anytime you Google anything about a game. But if you just put Reddit at the end, you just like see a real human talk. That's the trick. Yeah, it's my first time raid leading so far in the raid. Thanks for the tips. Our guild is 6 hours a week groups. I'm actually pretty happy with our prog so far. Yeah, I mean, I think in most guilds, like, your job as a raid leader, like mine is very different, right? Like I'm trying to figure out how we, and all of us are trying to figure out how we can kill this boss that no one has killed yet and the best way to do it. But like usually when you guys get to a boss, there's a, I guess, agreed upon, or your guild will agree upon like the best strat or whatever to do it. So a lot of that is removed, but there still is a lot you can do there. You know, you don't just want to wipe and then just say focus up and pull again. Like, I think a good skill that a lot of raid leaders will have is, number one, like managing a group of people. Sometimes people like need a break, and it's obvious when that is, and stuff like that. But like, it's just like in between pulls. Like you can all watch a video on how to do something, and then people still do something about it wrong, and pointing it out to them and have other people learn from that person, or I don't know, like, you know, like let's say you're doing Ovanax and you notice that like because of your priority system on the weak aura that this person almost always gets star, but you notice that they almost always pre-position under the boss instead of next to star and or triangle, whatever the far one is. And then you could just mention after the pull, like, hey, I notice you always have to like go really far for this. Like if you actually just like changed your ranged positioning to be around the thing you are most likely to get, then you will just make less mistakes and get hit by less circles and just be, that's a great adaptation, right? And you could notice that they do that. But like if you're in the raid, it's a lot harder to do that. So like you should make a habit of like, especially in between raid nights, just watching a lot of your pulls from your perspective when you're not actually playing, so you can actually watch other people play. Because that's what I do. Like that's why I'm outside the raid. I am like watching everyone move. And a lot of optimization we do is very precise movement things to make anything you can do to make anything more consistent. And it's usually having like an oversight view of everyone and being able to make changes like that actually saves a lot of time. And you can do that in your guilds too. And that's like maybe like the low key answer. The easy obvious answer is calling mechanics is actually really OP. Everyone has a DBM timer. Doesn't matter. If someone's calling it in their ear, they're just going to do better. And also it's important that you consistently do that every time and never miss a call. And that is like the main thing you can do to, you know. Should the POV we record always be mage? Now you can do whatever the fuck you want. The only one I don't recommend is tank. I think tank is a terrible, terrible perspective for raid leading. Mostly because you're just doing a different fight than everyone else. So when you call things out in-game as a tank, you're having to call something that you're not actively thinking about. Like if you're a DPS player and you're calling things, most of the time you're calling what you're already thinking. But if you're a tank doing it, you're doing something else and then calling something else. That's significantly harder. And sometimes you just like have bad perspective. Like all the melee are on the opposite side of the boss as you, and you actually can't see what they're doing, and the ranged are very far away from you. It's just a bad perspective, and more importantly, it's just a significantly harder job to raid lead on. "24th month for the 24th day of December." It is the 23rd day of December, buddy. You're wrong. Actually, if you live in the future, you would already be in the 24th. So maybe you don't live in America. Your name is Young Gluten. I'm going to guess that... I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. Fuck. Fuck. Bro, as a tank, I tank, raid lead, and do shit like markers. It's so much to do at once. That's fine. That's what I did that for many, many years. You just do it. Is Woo going too far with the acronyms? Nah. Dude, Warbound stuff is actually sick. Warbound stuff is very good. Actually, dude, I really can't wait for next patch. Next patch actually seems so good. I feel like all the changes they announced are so nice. Oh, I want to watch that Jack video. What does Jack think needs to change in Season 2 Mythic Plus? YouTube Automatic Jack. He was saying some crazy shit earlier. Wait, am I wrong? Here we go. One day ago. What Blizzard must do. How can Blizzard turn Season 2 around? I think Season 2 is going to be pretty popular. Or it'll be a shame if it isn't, because I feel like the theme is just so goated. What do you think,
what's
Jack?
going on, guys? It's Jack. Well,
okay, can I mention something? The guy, Tar Island guy, Kimizada. Let me show this, guys. This guy, or girl, or whoever, has been typing Tar Island in my channel for fucking weeks. Just for no reason. Like, no one else says it. He just says it. And so you guys know I've been dating someone recently. We're not going to discuss that part of it any further, but you guys, most of you know that. And she is not like, gaming is not new to her, or like it is new to her, so she doesn't understand a lot of like Twitch lingo and game lingo. She had to ask me like what pug means in WoW, because she watched some of my videos. Like, what does, like that kind of shit. And in the most recent thing she asked me, because she was like watching my stream one day and like trying to understand what I was talking about, and she was asking me what people said in chat, and she said, what does Tar Island mean? And I just was like, there's no fucking way. This one single guy that is just types Tar Island in my channel solo made me have that conversation in real life. Fucking insane, man. Like, why? Yeah, she got one guide, exactly. I like laughed so hard when she asked that. I was like a lot of the other stuff has made sense, because like she'll listen to me talk about stuff and she doesn't know what it means. But like, I've never said Tar Island before. She just read it and she keeps seeing it from this one person. I'm just like, I'm so mad that you asked that. What does it mean? It doesn't. It's a game called Terra's Land that you can call Tar Island if you just like put the emphasis in a different spot. It doesn't mean anything. It's meaningless. It's just a word. Does she know about fuck Walmart? Yes, she does. She asked me why everyone keeps saying fuck Walmart, and I didn't. I mean, I just said like there's no context. Like, you're thinking about it too much. Just like fuck Walmart. That's it. But she's like, why? Like, it doesn't matter why. It's just, that's just what it is, Like, that's the context. Like, Shaq just randomly said fuck Walmart, and that was it. Max, do we embarrass you? Not like you guys. All right, let's watch this shit.
LM Plus has had so many problems, as we all know, and Blizzard has actually been making some changes with the Gilded Crest reward system, and they've been sending out some surveys to get some ideas for what they might want to be changing in the long term. And a lot of content creators, myself included, have been putting...
Wait, what is someone... Streamers that claim you can't cultivate a community are liars? Yeah. Like, if you've been streaming for a while, your chat is a reflection of you, or it's a reflection of people that find you entertaining. So, like, for example, my chat when I first started streaming, like the first year, was like people knew me about the Race World First. So every day it was just Race World First questions constantly, and that got so old. But then, like, it started to develop a personality, and like the chat's the chat as a whole develops a personality, and I love the chat's personality. It's the reason I want to stream. I find it so entertaining. Like, so many people are so funny, and they just say funny ass shit. And it like keeps the conversation moving, and it's like, and it does become kind of what you want it to be, because it's not YouTube. Like, a YouTube video is like cut and dry content, but Twitch is like you're there with them all day, right? And if you would only like that if you kind of liked the person's personality, and you can kind of bullshit it with them a little bit. So yeah, so like, for example, I'll use Gromnak as an example. like Gromnak, I think, found a way to grow on stream by just being the like loud yelly guy. And then like he developed an audience of people who liked that. And then I kind of got the vibe after a certain amount of time that I don't think the people who like watch Gromnak stream really even like Gromnak. They just want to use him as like an agent of chaos to do things that they think are funny. But that's like kind of what he created by doing that, you know? Is when streamers like have like a really toxic chat, like I think that's a reflection of them. Like absolutely. Like you can cull a lot of that by saying it's not okay. I think you'll definitely attract a certain kind of people. And like sometimes the decision to get more viewers and do certain stuff can have negative consequences. Like the people who are the larger amount of viewers are also like insufferable, right? Like that, I think streamers have run into that too. Anyways, let's keep watching this shit.
Out our ideas for what to do about the long term, the great big picture about Mythic Plus. We'll talk about that in a sec, but what I really want to talk about for the most of the time today is what they can be doing in the here and now for Season 2. Some of the great big picture stuff I love is having a solo queue system from like the...
Wow, oh, he's like cooking. Some things I like are a solo queue system. Okay, that's like a... Wait, did he mention the potty scene? I didn't even...
long term, and a lot of content creators, myself included, have been putting out our ideas for what to do about the long term, the great big picture.
Oh, it was on the screen. We're international celebrities.
About Mythic Plus.
That's crazy.
We'll talk about that in a sec, but what I really want to talk about for the most of the time today is what they can be doing in the here and now for Season 2. Some of the great big...
Man, I feel like the... If I'm reading the tea leaves of Mythic Plus players as well as I can, I think the biggest thing by far is the dungeons. For years now, I feel like dungeons have been progressively taking a step to be more complicated and more involved on a pack-by-pack basis. And I think they've made a bigger jump from Dragonflight Season 4 to this season than any other single season as far as what the mobs are actually doing. And at the same time, they made all of the tanks bad, and by proxy, healers are like harder to play too. And I think the combination of those two things has been like the biggest point of friction between the Mythic Plus player base. So like, I feel like the easy answer here, and one that I think he'll probably get into pretty quick, it has to just be like, hey, maybe like for one season, maybe don't increase the difficulty a lot and maybe like revert the tank changes. I think reverting the tank changes is something that a lot of people are fans of.
Picture stuff I love is having a solo queue system from like the +2s to the +9s to kind of teach people how dungeons...
Oh, I've never thought about that. You have solo queue for like for certain dungeons, but you can't... Okay.
...are going to be working. Having, you know, 10s and up be the progression environment, making it so keys don't deplete past like 12s, maybe 10s, something along those lines, so that you can actually progress through keystones and you're actually incentivized to kind of sit there and work your way through it if you're struggling. Blizzard's changes to the Gilded...
Dude, I really feel like people would hate that.
The crest rewards and the...
Like, I remember Dorky talking about this one time. Like, I was like, Dorky, what like makes it so you like a raid boss that you can kill in a couple hours, but like when you're on the same boss every night for 3 hours, like what is boring about you? And he's like, it's just the same thing. Like, what's the difference between that and like doing dungeons all night with a group? And he's like, you keep going to different dungeons. So like there's built-in variety in the way that the depletion and Mythic Plus system works. I'm like, oh, that totally makes sense to me. Like, I get it. But like, if you do the keys don't deplete past 12, you're just going to be pulling one dungeon forever. And I feel like that removes that entire aspect of it, which again, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what interaction that could have, but Mythic Plus is weird, where like, you can give the community exactly what they want. Kiss, curse affixes, less affixes, no affixes, and there's like a hidden downside you won't know until you try it kind of thing. I just don't know how it would play out.
Crest rewards in general for depleting keys has also gotten even better, actually rewarding you for completing dungeons and seeing them out through to the end.
Ella.
Those things are fantastic, but in
Bro,
a lot
I am
of
leaned
cases,
the
I feel like we're
fuck
missing
back right
what
now.
should be happening specifically with the dungeons.
Dude, this is what someone just said in YouTube chat. Bro, this is so mean. Automatic Jack, hands down, the most handsome WoW tuber. Sorry, Max, you even get beat out by Dratnos with the missing tooth. Holy shit. That was... Dude, fuck YouTube.
I think Bellular made some great points in his video about how he wants to like align incentives and have that be like driving the correct behavior and everything like that.
Why?
And he talks quite a lot
why
in
say
his
stuff like
videos
that?
about how you can like get around problems and not try to like solve the instantaneous little thing. That being said, I think that there's actually a lot of room for the encounter designers at Blizzard to actually make some really subtle changes that could have a wide-reaching
Okay,
impact.
what is it?
It's no surprise that if you've been
Wait,
playing
let me
Mythic
move
Plus
my
for
head.
a long time, that the dungeons keep on getting harder, and most
Oh,
of the
dude,
time
W
it's
me.
coming in
This
with
was my
trash
thing.
mobs. Trash requiring more
W,
CCs,
W.
kicks, crowd controls, stuns. It adds on to this huge list that Bellular highlighted in one of his videos in the laundry list of responsibilities that's happening for the team. It's no surprise that we have Prop Pally, or in last expansion, Vengeance Demon Hunter being insanely dominant for the tanks because they're bringing the most amount of passive crowd control for the table, for the team, making it easier on everybody.
I miss
else.
Pyratnos.
While Enhanced Shaman does stupid amounts
went
of damage,
crazy.
it also brings around all this crowd control, short kick, all those utility sides. I really think what Mythic Plus needs going into Season 2 is actually having a trend reversal for a lot of their trash design and counter design in general to make sure that there's not nearly as much stress onto the entirety of the group, and they can do it in a way that's sort of driving the incentives for what people are already really enjoying. Healers, as an example, love keeping their allies safe and having an environment that they can actually have an impact, have agency to keep everybody alive. They're
It's
the
very
ones who
quiet.
keep you
Oh, I can
safe
turn it up.
in-game. And our sponsor for today's video, Surfshark VPN.
Dude. How does he do it that clean?
VPN are the ones who want to keep you safe online. Their VPN service
Bro,
is
listen
there
to this shit.
protect your information.
Bro, he fucking went straight into that bitch. Listen to this.
Enjoying. Healers, as an example, love keeping their allies safe and having an environment that they can actually have an impact, have agency to keep everybody alive. They're the ones who want to keep you safe in-game.
Wait for it.
And our sponsor for today's video, Surfshark VPN, are the ones who want to keep you safe online. Their VPN service is there to protect your information when you're traveling for the holidays, whether it's airport Wi-Fi or any unsecured Wi-Fi that you may have as you're traveling back to see family. Their service covers unlimited devices.
Bro, we're
Let's
skipping this
continue.
shit.
We already are seeing Blizzard trying to find some fixes and trying to find some way that they can make big changes to Mythic Plus with a recent survey that Wowhead just reported on, where they're trying to see if they want to have
You said he's a Virgo, not surprised. Yo, do y'all buy into the, like, star sign stuff? I feel like it's, or like when you're, I feel like that's some nonsense, right? A little bit.
players have deaths instead of timers be the sort of
crazy
like gate to chesting Mythic Plus dungeons. The downside to that is that the game starts slowing down a crazy amount, so you're waiting for all of your cooldowns before every single trash pack, taking a much longer time to complete the dungeons. There's this sort of issue where you want to farm higher crests or farm more crests in a greater amount of time on like an alt, and then you're just trying to make sure you play safely so you don't just...
Wait, what am I? I was born on February 19th. So what am I? What does that mean? Am I like a Pisces? All right, well tell me about myself then. I'm a Pisces. I'm a fish. Okay. I mean, cool. They say Pisces are little emotional boys. I mean, I can get kind of emotional.
It, a lot of things
Maybe
like that,
that's
which
me.
would be weird. Also, they
Restless and emotionally fragile.
Depletion
Oh,
system.
wow.
Otherwise, you just run in,
Shit.
die a whole bunch with the new
Fuck.
crest change,
That's not
and then you
good.
just get rewarded with crests. So, not really sure what they're going for there, but I really believe that, at least from this evidence that we've seen, they're
Shit.
kind of focusing on the wrong behaviors and the wrong sort of incentives to give to people. Because at the end of the day, yeah, player progression has been this huge point that they want to make sure they're properly incentivizing. So they're like, hey, go do harder content, you get better gear. At the end of the day, though, you also want to make sure people are having fun with Mythic Plus. Raiding, as an example, has gotten harder than ever, and I notice it so much in my raid where we can't really banter that much anymore, and that's a whole other topic, right? But it's so difficult to like banter.
Oh, that's
harder
interesting.
Content because
Have you guys felt like over the years you used to banter early on in raid pulls and now you can't because it's just gotten harder, so everyone's just silent? I mean that doesn't feel the same for us. It's kind of always been the same for us. But I mean, you guys are all saying like 100%. Yeah. Okay, well maybe that's the shit. I can see it. I mean, we were like screaming and making animal noises on our world first Mythic Queen Ansarek kill, right? But I mean, we had pulled the boss a lot at that point.
there's so much stuff happening. And from like a rating perspective, that's mechanics, that's boss mechanics. From an M+ perspective, most of the time it's just trash pulls. The time we actually get to talk or banter in dungeons is oftentimes on like some of the easier boss fights. Usually like half of the boss fights in each of the dungeons are like pretty face roll easy. The first boss of Dawnbreaker, for example, you just can be yapping to your team the entire time. What really...
Would you say the difficulty curve of raids over the years had increased linearly or exponentially? Linearly. I don't think there's ever been like an exponential raid increase, except for maybe like Ragnaros in Firelands compared to anything previously. But like, and every now and then there's like raid tiers that are randomly super hard. Like Tomb of Sargeras was like way harder than the raid before it. But then like it didn't, the next raid wasn't harder than Tomb of Sargeras though. You know what I mean? Like it kind of came back. Amirdrasil was crazy hard, but then like this next raid was like similar. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like it's definitely linear. I would definitely not. I think exponential is crazy.
Happens is it's the trash pulls which require the crowd control, the coordination. It requires so much of your overall kit knowledge and coordination to execute at a high level, whether you are talking to your buddies in voice chat or you are
yeah, but
with no voice
yeah, I was about to say, I feel like most people's
my biggest point
most
is
people's
there's
experience
three
is
main areas that you need to learn about in World of Warcraft to be successful. You need to do really high output, which is usually people's most fun thing. They want to do big damage, they want to do big healing. Then there is using your defensives, which
if I'm not doing big
most
damage,
don't like.
Kill me.
And then there's using crowd control, which also most people don't really like. So why then, just because we're
What is it? They said, what about the whole history of raiding? That has made some exponential jumps. I don't think that's true. Like, from tier to tier, I don't know of any argument of, like, one tier was exponentially harder than the next. It would be more end bosses. Like, the only one I can think of is, like, when Heroic Ragnaros came out in Firelands. That was, in my opinion, more than twice as hard as any boss has ever been in the game. But the rest of Firelands was very easy. So, like, when you're talking about the whole raid, it's kind of weird. But, and then, like, from all the way from Firelands to Mist of Pandaria all the way till now, I don't think I could imagine any credible argument about, like, any single raid tier to raid tier being exponentially more difficult than the previous one ever. It's just sometimes raids are just, the answer to your question is linear as fuck. Linear,
more crowd control abilities and more resources. Why then is it such a huge emphasis in overall dungeon design? And before you answer that, I do think that there's some examples of dungeons in Season 1 right now which are actually not insanely punishing for trash mobs whatsoever. I think they're Dawnbreaker and, in some areas, Stonevault. Both of these dungeons, from a kick perspective, have a lot of areas where letting the bolt cast go off is not going to be leading to this instantaneous death from 1,000 cuts away. You might have it in like a Grim Batol or something along those lines. Or you're not having cast abilities which put negative heal absorbs on you that you can't possibly heal off, so you just have to have a dispel for it, right? They produce a large amount of unavoidable damage, especially
What is it? Someone said, I mean, you can never tell exponential from linear growth from 2 data points. One tier to the next will never be seen as exponential. Well, so what's the question then? He was basically asking, has there ever been an exponential... I mean, if you're asking like classic raid difficulty to like Nerebar Palace, again, those are also 2 data points, but there's a lot of mini ones in between. Like the end result would be exponentially harder than classic, right? I mean, it's not even close. It would. How much harder is like Mythic Ansurek week 1 than the hardest classic boss? You know, I mean, it's what, like 100 times harder, 200 times. Just you could just make up a number. I mean, it would be, in like I believe any number you said. It'd be crazy, right? Like almost completely incomparable. But I don't know. I feel like every raid tier has been linear. There's never been like a 6 like within a 1 or 2 year period of time, raids are exponentially harder. It's all kind of just gotten a little over, like just a little up over time every time.
Breaker, with even like the ghosts that you'll see all around the cathedral, where they put out a dot on a player, they spew some goo on the ground, which is like quintessential World of Warcraft mechanic, just dodge stuff on the ground.
Someone said, I just meant, I don't know, I'm not like a math person, I just meant, is difficulty increasing steadily? The answer to that question is yes.
Do big AoE
like,
afterwards. Yes. They deal huge amounts of
and sometimes it's almost not even, you can't even
that
tell,
is easy to
because
learn.
like some tier might feel the same level of hard as the previous tier, but you don't realize that that previous raid made you better. So like even though the next raid is kind of just harder, it doesn't feel that way because you are just, and everyone else you play with is just going to be better from doing more content.
Easy to figure out. And when you fight enough of those mobs that have minimal amounts of casts and stops, some of them are immune to crowd control, some of them are not. Some of them you just delay some of the casts going out. In Stone Vault, you have these alloy bolts that are casting like crazy, but they deal such moderate amounts of damage that you'd have to get like triple targeted in order to get killed from them. And so it's healable amounts of damage.
Oh, that's a great point. Castle Nathria didn't feel harder than Tomb, but it was likely a fair bit harder. Exactly. That is a perfect example. I can tell you, no question, like Tomb, like for its time was really hard. Bro, Castle Nathria was so much harder than Tomb. It's just that people were way, way better in Shadowlands than they were in Tomb of Sargeras. It would be really hard to ever see that, but like the way that I look at it, and not the entire community scales at this rate, but like I remember how much better like Race to World First guilds got even from the beginning of BFA, like Uldir to Castle Nathria. So that was like 2 years. Bro, if you were to like go back in time and take Castle Nathria Echo or Castle Nathria Liquid and put us back in time to fight the other guilds in Uldir, either one of those guilds would have won by days more than we won in BFA. Like both of our guilds were dog shit in Uldir compared to where we were 2 years later, right? Now that doesn't speak for the entire gaming community, but I bet the entire gaming community is also a lot better, and they don't actually like, you know, our job is to kind of analyze things like that, but like you get a lot better over like multiple expansions for sure.
Actually able to get some benefit with crowd control, but not feel shackled to it or not feel required to do it. Having more trash mobs like this and not trash mobs that have these one-shot level bolts or random silences.
What is it? How much better is current Liquid compared to Nathria Liquid in your opinion? Almost incomparable. Like I'm saying, like significantly. I'm so much better than I was in Nathria. Our workflow, our supporting staff, our player skill is significantly higher than it was in Castle Nathria. Like
for no reason, something like that is present in Stone Vault would go really, really far in actually helping out the player base in a variety of ways. Tank design is something that people are always going to be talking about, which is why it's a massive head scratcher that there's so many tank busters in dungeons that specifically can be immuned or stacks reset. Having those mechanics getting removed while still actually having some tank challenge in something like the Despoiler in Stone Vault, which will have a tank buster and then it has a huge AoE of damage that you know is coming, that you know you have to heal.
I don't know. I think they're overthinking the tank thing. I don't think you need to like do a nuanced thing. You just need to make it way fucking easier, because at the highest level, a tank can just like keep infinitely scaling a key, and eventually you'll run into keys where like you need to have a cooldown rotation for just melee attacks, or you will definitely die. And that will exist to challenge those players. Now, you may be saying, that's not most players. Most players don't do that. That's fine. I promise you, if the people who are only doing keys as tanks up to 10 or 12s right now, if those people were like, hey, so just going to let you know something, tanking's going to be a lot easier next patch, they're not going to be mad about that. That's a big problem right now. Because, like, the easier it is, the more damage you can do and the more you can focus on, like, controlling things. And, like, there's clearly, like, in... something that doesn't line up there right now, right? I feel like that would be a welcome change. I think they just need to like undo the tank nerf thing. I don't think they're going to do that, by the way. I know people have been calling for that. Just something tells me that won't happen. But who knows?
Or defensive through. Those are the kind of mechanics, if they started shifting Mythic Plus to be more about, would then be having some of the focus and even the incentive for player base to be, hey, this is about the damage that's going out, the damage that I'm doing, or the damage that I'm healing up, which is most people's favorite thing about doing dungeon content is the big pulls, while still having a punishment for overpulling. Since there is a larger amount of unavoidable damage going out on the group, you are still going to be restrained by the power of using your defensives, some benefit for crowd control without having massive penalties for not having perfect, flawless crowd control. Dungeons have really just only gotten harder since Mythic Plus was introduced. If you play back in Legion, for example, what happened with a lot of mobs that would just...
By the way, I think that does have to happen. I think it's possible that Blizzard has, like, scaled it too much. But, like, let's just say the complete opposite extreme. If they never made Mythic Plus harder than it was in Legion when it was first introduced, I think that there would be an opposite problem. I think you would have people actually wanting more from the dungeons. Now, there's something to be said about maybe Blizzard doing something to design massive trash pulls. Because, like, massive trash pulls are fun, and they're kind of designing that out of the game, and I think they should literally make them happen on purpose because they're really fun. I don't think it should be every pull, but, like, right now people want to do them, so they're just pulling things that are not intended to be mass pulled into a mass pull, and then that's, like, hellish, right? So Legion dungeons were easy. At the time, Legion dungeons were sufficient, but also... Remember how we just talked about how people get better at the game from raiding? Bro, Mythic Plus made people way better at the game because it gave them an outlet to play it all the time. People are so... The average community Mythic Pluser is so much fucking better than they were in Legion. Like, insanely better. Where, yes, I feel like if nothing ever progressed and got harder in dungeons, I think it would be... But, like, you could argue that they scaled it too much. It's harder to get new people into it. It can be anxiety-inducing. But, like, they're doing it for a reason. They're doing it because they want to continue to challenge you. And the better you get, the more you need to... Like, the harder the challenge needs to be to give you a sufficient level of challenge.
Randomly, like, throw discs or throw rocks, like in Neltharian's Lair, is it'd actually be like zombie mobs. You would, as a tank, pull all these mobs together and then run away from them and set a whole bunch of slows for them, and then they would just do no mechanics until they reached the tank once again. So the goal was for the tank to just infinitely kite and then wait for them to just get killed by the rest of the DPS crew. They steadily kept making dungeons harder, they steadily kept making trash especially harder, and you saw it a lot in Shadowlands dungeons, which we're seeing return back once again here in the first season of The War Within, where you would have a lot of avoidable damage if you were crowd controlling. And I remember how they really killed a lot of heal checks in early Shadowlands dungeons, to the point that what happened was low-level keys, you were just having to heal through all the bolt casts going off, and then higher-level keys, you were just a fourth DPS. Now, people in higher level keys, whether they were a healer or a DPS or a tank, never loved having to deal with all this crowd control, but that was what was required.
It's the best way to do it.
Higher into dungeons, and it still probably
healing
will
looks so
be
fun
for those super high end pushers. But when dungeons themselves don't really do a great job of teaching you how to overcome some of these challenges, it's especially
Max,
punishing.
do you think WoW players are still getting better linearly, or have we reached diminishing returns? I mean, you probably reached diminishing returns on getting better as WoW players like 10 years ago. But, like, you still have gotten a lot better. I think there was a big shift in people getting better. So, have you guys ever went back and looked at, like, mop UIs? and like WoD UIs and even like Legion UIs, they're like for what we know now after like researching this as to like what actually makes a UI good. They don't all have to be the same, but there are principles about good UIs that actually help you play the game better. If you look at ones from those expansions, they are dog shit. It was in like BFA when everyone kind of started to use this standardized looking UI where a lot of them look the same, but the general idea is you have like the important things you need to track in an important part of your screen, and then you remove the excess. It's all about removing things you don't need to see and having things you do need to see, and being a little bit more selective with that made it so you were just more aware of what mattered on your character. And I think that was probably the biggest increase. Once everyone started doing that, I think that's pretty OP. I also think that happened recently. Do you guys remember like midway through last expansion, people started using text reminders? So like you might have like a sound to dodge, but people started making like a little robot AI voice be like dodge or frontal, or you know, like it would just say people halfway through last expansion, there was WeakOr packages that started using like vocal callouts for you. That's good. There's a reason people incorporated that because it's really good, right? So I think UI based stuff has been like becoming more mainstream, made players a lot better, and those were big jumps. But I think over than that, it's just like if someone's been WoW doesn't have a ton of new players, but they have a lot of really loyal players that just keep playing WoW forever. And if those people are playing WoW every patch, guess what? Every time they're playing, they're like getting a little better. You know,
produce a solo queue from like the +2s to the +9s.
Kimizada, stop.
But even if they don't have that, the dungeons themselves still need to not be so punishing on trash mechanics, because that's most of the failure point that's coming in for a lot of these groups, is not being able to coordinate all of these things together and not doing it nearly as well as high-end groups who are able to start steamrolling it, creating a wider variety of experiences for people than ever before. They'll watch a streamer or watch content creator who's doing these massive polls and these big dungeons, and then they don't have the agency to go do those things themselves because you get stonewalled by a point where you're just hoping that the people...
What did someone say? I feel like from Legion to right now, we are only like 15 to 20% better. So obviously saying something like that is only subjective. I think that's pretty true. What I would agree with something like that, like the average player, but also getting 20% better at something is fucking crazy, right? That's like a massive, massive number to happen over like a large sample size of people. But also there's like specific things you're better at, like the UI added a lot specifically. Like in Legion, UIs are really bad. Like that alone, the new UIs are probably making you play like probably on average 5 to 10% better alone. And just so many years of Mythic Plus. Also, it's like specific things. So like how much better do you think people are with the skill of using things like tail swipe and upheaval and leg sweep and ring and all of these things specifically to stop casts in dungeons? How much better do you think the average Mythic Plus player got at that over the last like 3 or 4 years alone, since they started adding more things that needed stops? Like that specific skill, not your total skill as a WoW player, but like that skill. I feel like the average player, because they had to be, is way better at using those things because the game required you to do that. I don't think like people did that at all in Legion, and maybe your lowest level people you've played with have done that, but they have it bound now, you know? And like, I don't know. And like, how do you define WoW skill? Is it throughput? You know, that's like such a small part of it. It's like your overall awareness. Be hard to gauge all of that, but I'd say something like that. I'd maybe shoot a little higher. I think you'd be surprised. I think if you were to go back in time and you just play in this guild and you've played in the same guild since Legion maybe, and you were to just go back in time and you're your current self in Legion, I think you would go from being like wherever you were in that guild to being the best player by a lot. And I think if you like queued with people in Mythic Plus, I think you would relatively be significantly better than everyone around you, probably more than 20 or 30%.
An LFG with whatever eye level or IO score they have, know how to use those abilities and A lot of times, you can just brute force your way and play enough hours that eventually you'll get your score, and eventually you'll get your IO. And you don't really know if the next person that is in the group with you is also knowledgeable of what's happening or is playing a lot as a result, creating a really wide spread in the skill gap for things, and honestly in a way that's not super engaging for people anyway. Nobody really brags about how many kicks, stuns, interrupts,
What is it? Do you
crowd
think
controls they
making
get to-
Mythic Plus easier will make us worse players over time? I don't think that's the right way to look at it. I think if you were to play 2 or 3 expansions out, and in one of them you made Mythic Plus harder every season, and the other one you kept at the same difficulty, I think in the reality where you made it harder every season, by the end of those 2 or 3 expansions, the players would absolutely be way better than the other version. However, I also think you would have less and less people doing Mythic Plus. Right? Like, you're making the player base better, but you're also, like, alienating some people from ever starting it. So while I vastly believe in those 2 scenarios where one of them is you make Mythic Plus harder every season for 3 expansions, those players will be better than the other players. I don't think the other version is making their players intentionally worse, but I actually think the other version might have more people doing Mythic Plus. So which one is, which one's better?
Do with the dungeons,
Probably
unless
the second
somebody's
one.
calling them out and they're trying to make a point about
Honestly.
it. What people have often
People
been
will find a way
preferring
to
in something
min-max.
like WoW is focusing on the output, focusing on how they can do big dam, big healing, big pulls all the time for fun. And Trash, as a result, has just gotten more complex to start bogging it down, even while they design some dungeons like Dawnbreaker to specifically have lots of mini bosses, lots of unavoidable damage that they are continuously tuning and scaling and adjusting.
What does someone
especially-
say? I know for a fact that I'm way better than I was in Legion, and I wasn't even half bad in Legion. Okay, but, like, it's so hard to even make that assumption because, like, you feel like you're way better. Like, maybe you're more aware or you more consistently do top damage and stuff, or for yourself, like, the best damage you can do. But, like, also it's so hard to gauge it because how do you gauge your awareness? Like, you could be just as aware in Legion as you are right now in the War Within. And I don't know, it's going to be hard to tell how much you're better. If you're the same awareness, you're like, I'm the same good. But also, the War Within is requiring more from you. So you feeling the same level of awareness actually means you're significantly better because you're able to be just as aware as you were in Legion while also dealing with significantly more things going on in the background that are trying to kill you or that you need to stop or something, right? Even if it feels the same. So if you actually feel like you're a more aware, good, efficient player now than you were in Legion, it's actually probably by a lot more than you think, because the game is just doing more to challenge you to make you feel like that.
In beta in the early month or so of the season to make sure it didn't get out of hand. And what results is probably my favorite dungeon of the season, minus the flying, because you actually have consistent things to heal, consistent challenges in terms of what needs to be healed. And
Bro, what is
there's not
Jack
a
even
massive
talking about?
penalty for not
I
having
feel
the
like
crowd.
we started talking about what Jack was talking about, and then we started just pausing and talking what the chat was talking about, and then I would pause the video, and then now he's just like fucking talk. I don't know. We don't need to watch this. We're just yapping, you know. I want to watch that honey video. What's the honey video? It's gonna type honey video into YouTube. Exposing the honey influencer scam.
Of Linus.
Let's see. Of Linus. I've never heard of this guy. Who is Mega Lag?
And Chromacy.
I'm looking at his YouTube channel. I mean, he's a pretty big YouTuber. Does he do, like, exposés and shit? Is this... Oh, yeah. Look at his other video a year ago. Exposing the fake science behind colorblind glasses. Yeah, he literally does exposés. That's his whole bit. All right, let's fucking do
Linus,
it.
as you-
Yeah, he looks like a...
By now, you've probably heard about Honey. You know,
Let's do it.
the browser extension that saves you money.
Do you have Honey installed?
What's honey?
Oh, no.
Honey.
Honey is a free browser extension.
Free browser extension.
Free browser extension.
Free browser extension.
That automatically applies coupon codes when you check out online.
Free money, basically.
It's literally free.
Max, have you ever done a Honey sponsored bit? I don't know. I don't know if I ever did. I mean, honestly, if they ever offered me one, I probably would have done it. Because, I don't know. Like, until this thing came out, I just thought it was like a pretty innocent, like, code extension thing. But I mean, it does make sense. Like, if you think about it, where does the money actually come from, right? Like, if you're just an extension that just covers codes, how do they make money? I guess it's like, oh, if you use those codes somehow, I mean, I'm sure the video will go over that, but I guess like it's like an affiliate link, right? Like if you type in a Honey code, then like they pay Honey a commission. So like people get used to looking for codes, but in the same way they're like paying Honey. But that's not a scam. So I don't understand how it's a scam.
Money.
It doesn't make sense to not be
I
using
guess we'll
this.
find out.
What's the catch?
There is no catch.
Join Honey. Join Honey.
Join Honey.
Honey. Honey. Honey. Honey. Honey. Honey. Honey. Honey.
Wait, you saw a Twitter post where Markiplier was calling it out years ago. Oh, let's look at that before we start this. I don't know why Markiplier would me tweeting for I mean, it wouldn't show up on his actual tweet thing, right? You'd probably have to like search for Markiplier to be in a top tweet. Oh, Markiplier was right about Honey all along. 78,000 likes. Okay.
But I have a natural distrust of Honey. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but I naturally distrust Honey.
It's really quiet.
And
Sorry.
I don't. Okay. All right. Guys,
Maybe I can make it better.
We're gonna stop. Everyone, listen. I don't know what it is, but my gut tells me that nothing in life is free. So where's all these savings coming from? And like the money that people get from Honey, I don't trust it. They push so much advertising. They push so much advertising on YouTube. They do brand deals with other YouTubers. I think they've even offered me, and I said no because I just don't trust Honey. There's some
damn.
I have a feeling.
Bro, he fucking knew.
Years, there's going to be the great Honey conspiracy of like 2022, and I don't know what it is. I'm sure it's fine, and like I got no problem with like the concept of an app that like clips coupon codes for you. That's great. That sounds great on its surface. But there's some shady shit going on. I can't put my finger upon it. But why do they spend millions on?
Yeah, it's basically only sketchy because they actually advertise so much. When someone's advertising that much, it's basically like, and it's already so saturated, you know they're printing money somehow because it wouldn't make sense to saturate a market with that many ads. And it actually was insane. It was on like every YouTube video for so long.
And then people
stake. Yeah, but think about stake, right? Like that's how gambling works. Like if you just put these stupid stake ads all over Twitter, like you just need one person to get degenerately hooked on gambling, like a bad gambler. Someone like here's what happens with bad gamblers. There's most people, like maybe a lot of you and me, that like if you win, you feel great. And then if you lose, you feel fucking horrible. What happens to people that are bad at gambling are people who feel amazing when they win and they don't feel bad when they lose. Those are people who usually develop gambling problems because they get the hit from winning, but you don't balance it out with the loss from losing. So then they just lose a lot, don't care, and they seek the thrill of the win, right? I don't know. But stake, they just need to get those people, and as soon as they get those people, they have them, and then they're on their site, and they're just printing money off them, right? But like that shouldn't be the case. So it totally makes sense why a mobile phone game that is also preying on gambling addiction or a casino is constantly advertising because they just need eyes, because they know if you can get 1,000 new eyes on something, they're gonna get this many people hooked and make this much money. But like, why would a browser extension advertise like that? You know, like it's just fishy. It's like, why there's like gambling companies almost exclusively advertise like this, but you're a browser extension. So like, what the fuck is going on? You know?
People are getting money out of it, and then people are saving money out of it, and that makes sense, but the other part doesn't make sense, and then something's going on here. Where's all this money coming from? Where is Honey getting the money?
Yeah, so he's exactly right. And we're about to find out how.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but your favorite influencers sold you a lie. Honey is a scam, and the majority...
Probably not knowing, but I do think it's worth mentioning that I think it is your job as a creator. If you're going to advertise anything, as innocent as it seems, it is definitely important that you do your due diligence to like make sure it's something that you're potentially comfortable with. Right? Is it possible that all of them were lied to and then they sold it to their followers and stuff? Yeah, but like there is some level of accountability there for sure.
Claims promoted by those influencers aren't even remotely true. But it gets worse. Honey hasn't just been scamming you, the consumer. They've also been stealing money from influencers, including the very ones they paid to promote their product. And I'm not just talking about a few bucks here. I believe this scam has likely cost content creators millions of dollars. Sound crazy? Well, I didn't believe it at first either, until I experienced it myself firsthand. In fact, I'm confident this might just be the biggest influencer scam of all time, which is insane considering Honey is owned and run by PayPal, who purchased this company for $4 billion. This 3-part series is the result of a multi-year investigation where I believe I've uncovered signs of advertising fraud, affiliate fraud, the illegal collection of personal data, deception, lies, coercion, extortion, the list goes on. I've reviewed hundreds of documents, adverts, sponsorships. I've reviewed emails between Honey and merchants, interviewed victims. Believe me, this runs deep. Now, I want to be clear. The views, allegations, and conclusions expressed in this series are my opinions, based on evidence I have gathered, which will be shared throughout. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, this...
Why does he feel the need to clarify that? Like, that's obvious, right?
is the Honey Trap.
Legally? Oh, sure, yeah. It just reminded me of when, like, people do an expose on a certain streamer, and they try to, like, clear themselves from any wrongdoing at the beginning by saying, like, by the way, this video is meant to be purely informative. I don't want anyone to harass this other person, even though that video existing, no matter what, is going to cause that person to get insane amounts of harassment, right? Like, you're not saving yourself from that. You're just, like... It's not even a legal protection. You're just trying to make yourself not seem like an asshole, and you're definitely causing that to happen, right?
Now, I know what you're thinking. It's a free browser extension. How bad could it be? Well, trust me, it's far more sinister than you might think. You know what they say, if a product's free, it's likely you're the product. And as you'll find out later in this investigation, that remains true for PayPal Honey. Now, like most people...
Wait, do I have Honey? I don't. Do I have it on Chrome? I don't. I'm clean.
For the lies. I mean...
Wait, no, I do. It's called PayPal Honey. I never... When did it start getting called PayPal Honey? Well, probably when PayPal bought them, but... Okay, I have it on Chrome.
Free
Shit.
Browser extension that saves you money. It's a compelling product, and with the endorsement from what feels like every single popular influencer on YouTube, it's no wonder millions of people downloaded it. Ironically, the very influencers promoting Honey seemingly had no idea the company was quietly picking money out of their very own pockets.
Okay, that I don't get at all. How are they taking money out of their own pockets if they were... I mean, I'm sure we're going to find out, right? So don't spoil it, but... Like, were they just, like, not paying them their full payments or something?
At least one of them realized, but we'll get to that later. So let me show you how Honey's been stealing money from influencers. So let's say you're watching a video on YouTube. If you're into tech like me, maybe you're watching a Linus Tech Tips video. Linus tells you about this free browser extension that saves you money online. Yeah. You install it in 2 clicks, and boom, you have Honey. Perfect timing, because it just so happens you're looking to buy a new CPU for your computer. You come
Maybe watch the video, I don't know. Here, I'll link it to you. You can, please leave. I'm going to pause it all the time and say whatever I want, so leave. Get out. There you go.
Across another Linus Tech Tips video, and after watching, you're convinced you should buy the one recommended in his video. So you scroll down and find Linus's affiliate link to that product. Now, for those of you who don't know, when you click an affiliate link and buy something, the influencer who promoted the product earns a commission for referring you to that store. So you add the product to your cart, get to the check.
Oh, does Honey... When you run the codes, does Honey steal the creator code, or...
Hello? Honey says they found you 10 coupon codes. Sweet. You click apply discounts, and Honey gets to work.
That totally that has to be what it is. That makes so much sense.
Unfortunately, none of the coupon codes worked. Doesn't matter though, because as Honey has promised us for years, that means we know we've got the best deal.
Okay.
So you complete your purchase.
But that's
you're
not
happy,
that. Those commissions are not a ton. Well, maybe if you're like a huge creator. I mean, okay. Well, this totally. By the way, I'm pretty sure this is going to explain the whole video. If every time you use Honey to put in codes, they're getting a commission, regardless of whether they're stealing it from the creators that they advertised on or whatever. Like, that is going to print fucking money. That makes everything make sense. They're actually printing money.
Linus is happy. He's getting his commission. Everyone's happy, right? Well, let's quickly rewind and see what was happening behind the scenes. You see, after clicking Linus's affiliate link, you'll notice in the URL, there's a tracking tag labeled Short Circuit.
I've had those.
That's a reference to one of Linus's YouTube channels. And this tracking tag is how Newegg knows who to pay a commission to. We can also see that this tracking tag has been saved on my browser in the form of a cookie that will expire in 30 days.
I love cookies.
That way, if we only decide to complete the purchase a few days later, Linus will still be credited the sale. It's kind of like when you're at a department store buying a TV and the salesman who helped you gives you a referral card or a receipt with their name on it, so when you eventually get to the checkout counter, the clerk knows which salesman to award the sale to. You can think of affiliate cookies as a digital
I know
version
how
of
they
that.
work, but
So what happened when we got to the checkout page?
play it up.
Well, once Honey popped up, watch what happened to Linus's affiliate cookie after we clicked apply discounts. You see that? Honey came in, removed Linus's affiliate cookie, and replaced it with their own.
Dude, this is crazy. I wonder how long it took. This is sinister as fuck. Like, I mean, I think it's possible Honey did this without, like, okay, like initially made this, like, clearly their business model is like, we're going to give you codes, but like by using us, we are going to like take that commission. That alone is not sinister. But the fact that they're like choosing to advertise on these people's channels, maybe in the same video where they have commission codes in the bottom of their thing, like I wonder if they did that on purpose, where they like actually were like stealing from them, because it's actually kind of a perfect scam. Like this has been going on for years. Like imagine how long it would take for you as a creator to realize, I don't know, like if you're looking at your commissions, I don't know where you'd really look at that. I have a few of these, but like I don't know, like let's say they're just down for a month. How could you like tell as a creator individually that like your commissions were so much less than they normally are? I feel like it's not a surprise they got away with this for as long as they did. There's no way they have a profitable business model without this being planned. Well, no, I mean, it's planned. Like, okay, so like them doing the commission thing alone isn't a scam. Like, I think Honey could be profitable without stealing it from other creators, right? Like, you could have looked at something on a website not from a YouTuber's video, clicked on your Honey extension, which is what they're hoping on, and then they get that commission. That's not like immoral, bad, or whatever. That's just like how it works, right? As far as them taking it from creators, that is something where I'm really interested to see if like basically there's some internal documents leaked that they were doing that on purpose, because that's like, that sounds legit criminal, like crazy.
And pocketing the commission money for themselves. Yeah. Now, if we quickly go back again, we can see what's causing this to happen.
Also, fuck Honey, because I swear I've tried Honey maybe like 10 times in my life when buying something online, and I don't think a code has ever worked. But maybe that's the point. They know that these codes most likely don't work, and they're just taking the commission anyway.
Apply
so like
discounts. What you'll notice is that in the top left corner of your browser, Honey discreetly opens a small new tab, which acts like a simulated referral click, as if they were the ones to refer you to the website, even though you're already on the website and at the checkout page. Once that page is finished loading and has stuffed PayPal's affiliate cookie, the tab automatically closes, leaving you blissfully unaware that anything ever happened. It's very sneaky.
So that's like just straight up scamming Newegg in this scenario, right? Like I'm assuming Newegg, since they have those commission codes, like they would pay out that money on top of this. They're already in the checkout line. They have decided, without Honey influencing them in any way, they have decided to buy this processor or whatever. And by just having Honey or like looking for codes, they're like, oh, well, actually, we referred you here, which I don't think is really the point of that. But actually, I don't know. It's still kind of along the lines of like
tab, which acts like a simulated referral click, as if they were the ones to refer you to the website, even though you're already on the website and at the checkout page.
Yeah.
Once that page is finished loading and has stuffed PayPal's affiliate cookie, the tab automatically closes, leaving you blissfully unaware that anything ever happened. It's very sneaky.
Dude, you know what's crazy?
Now,
did PayPal actually implement this part of it? Or is this what made Honey a $4 billion company that PayPal bought? Which means PayPal looked into this company and didn't think that this was weird? That's what I want to know.
First discovered this was happening, I thought, there's no way. Why would all these high-profile influencers be promoting a company that is actively poaching their affiliate commissions? It didn't make any sense. So to make sure I wasn't going crazy, I went on a Honey testing spree, clicking one affiliate link after another, and it kept happening. But even after all those tests, I scoured the internet to see if anyone was talking about this and found nothing. Okay, there was this one debate about it on the White Combinator forum.
It's kind of like on the consumer side, like why would you ever look into this on your own? The people who are more likely to actually, like, if you were gonna search somewhere and see like people calling out Honey for any reason, it would actually be a creator or management of a creator that realized that they were yoinking their commissions. But again, I actually think it would have been really hard to actually find that out.
Nothing concrete. Besides that, virtually nobody was talking about this, adding fuel to my doubt. So I figured, screw it. I'll reach out to Honey and ask them directly. And sure enough, they came back to me with the following. If Honey is activated and is the last program used while shopping on a site, it is likely Honey will receive credit for the purchase. I was right, and just like that, my investigation into Honey began. Now, some might consider what PayPal's doing.
So we're just at the beginning. I mean, there's like 15 minutes left in this video or something. Why is my camera up here? I just realized that. I don't know. But okay, shit.
Yeah, dirty or
how bad does it get?
Unethical. But personally, I can't see how it's anything short of fraud. I mean, just imagine something like this happening.
This is the first of a three-part series, by the way.
Let's say you're at a department store looking to buy a new TV. A salesman spends time running you through your options. You decide to buy. He gives you his referral card. You get to the checkout, and right as you're about to pay, a sleazy salesman pops up going, "Hey, shall I check if I have any coupon codes for you?" Naturally, you say,
Look at his
sure.
glasses, bro.
He snatches your referral card without you ever noticing, looks for coupons, says, "Sorry, no luck this time," but instead of handing back the original referral card, he hands back his own. PayPal didn't refer the customer to the store. They didn't promote any of the products. The salesman did that. PayPal provided absolutely zero value to the customer, yet they were rewarded for the sale. But because this is all happening online, buried behind clicks and cookies and tracking data, there's little to no transparency that this is ever happening. Okay, but what if Honey had found a working coupon code? Would that make it okay for them to claim the commission?
Yeah.
Honestly, no, I don't think
Yeah.
so. The fact remains that Honey didn't refer the customer to the store.
I'm not even really paying attention. I'm just trying to think if this was built as a scam from the beginning, or if they had a working, viable business model where they're like, hey, we're going to find people codes they wouldn't have found, and we're going to take the commission. That's how we make money. Unless they're also harvesting data, that would be another way to make money, that would be not good. But then like they'll have, like that could make sense. I'm just wondering, it's crazy if PayPal bought a $4 billion company and didn't realize that it was like fucking weird.
They promote the product. Look,
you have to look into
wrong.
that.
I'm a consumer myself. Saving money matters, especially when money's tight. But this scam doesn't just affect wealthy influencers. There are hundreds of thousands of small creators, bloggers, artists who rely on affiliate commissions to support their craft. Sure, you could argue that Honey may have convinced the consumer to complete the purchase by providing a discount. But let's be real, if you're already at the checkout with your items in your cart, you already have a high intent to purchase. And again, this would never fly in a real-life sales environment. No department store is going to allow a salesman to hang out at the checkout counter, casually handing out coupon codes while simultaneously
he looks so fucking sinister.
Stealing commissions.
The fucking honey jacket
From the other sales reps. So why are we allowing a corporate giant like PayPal to do it on the internet? Now, believe it or not, this first example I just showed you with Linus is just one of 3 scenarios in which Honey poaches affiliate commissions, and the next scenarios are even worse. But before I show you how bad scenario 2 is, it's important you understand the fundamental system Honey is exploiting. You see, in affiliate marketing, there's this thing called last click attribution, which basically means last click wins. For example, you might click on a shoe blogger's affiliate link for a pair of Nikes, but you don't buy right away. Later, you click on a YouTuber's link for the same shoes and complete the purchase. In this scenario, the YouTuber gets the commission and the blogger gets nothing. There are other models like first click, where the blogger would win the commission, or dynamic click, where the commission is shared. But the industry went with last click because while it's not always the fairest, it's the easiest to implement. Therefore, it became the industry standard. Now, when it's blogger versus YouTuber for a sale, honestly, I'd say last click is usually fair. But when it's anyone versus Honey, there's no real competition. Honey pops up right at the end of your purchasing journey, virtually guaranteeing
it's a smart scam.
That last click.
Guys, scams are scams, but also there's a, I don't know, there's a certain, like, it's definitely, whoever came up with this is smart as fuck. It's a smart idea.
And do anything they can to get that last click, even when there's no
That's a
coupon
W
codes
scam.
to offer. Which brings us to scenario 2. Honey Gold, which is now called PayPal Rewards. Here's how it works. When you get to the checkout and Honey Gold is available, Honey pops up and is essentially saying, hey you, consumer, click this button here so PayPal can claim the commission.
And even if you don't get a code, you'll get 3% in Honey Gold on eligible items
For the sale, and we'll share a portion of that commission money with you in the form of points. It's basically a lame cashback scheme. And it's genius because if there are no coupons to offer, but the store is participating in Honey Gold, it gives Honey another reason to get that last click. How can YouTubers, bloggers, or any other type of affiliate fairly compete against this type of mechanism? Of course the consumer's gonna click, and of course they're going to win the sale. Now this got me thinking, how much of their commission are they actually sharing with users? Well, to find out, I decided to put Honey Gold
Oh, that's
to the
really
test.
interesting.
So I look for any website where Honey Gold
All right, what do
is
you guys think it's going to be? Do you guys think the cash back, well, I mean, the cash back you're getting is, that's very straightforward, but the Honey Gold points, I'm guessing you're getting less than, well, I mean, here it says 1 to 5%. I was going to say 5% or less. But let's go for the Agent of Chaos one. I hope it's less than 1%.
And founded on NordVPN. And no, this is not a sneaky sponsorship. So I signed up for NordVPN's affiliate program, which offers 40% commission on successful referrals. After getting approved into the program, I received a custom affiliate link for my YouTube channel. Using this link, I made 2 separate purchases. For the first, I activated Honey Gold, and sure enough, you can see my affiliate cookie was replaced with Honey's. And for the second, I didn't activate Honey Gold. As expected, I was awarded a $35 commission for the sale where Honey Gold wasn't activated, and received nothing when Honey Gold was activated. For the first time, I experienced Honey poaching my own affiliate commission. So how much of my stolen $35 commission did PayPal sharers cash back with my Honey account, aka the consumer? Brace yourselves. 89 points, which is equivalent to 89 cents.
Okay, less than, well, so it was more than 1%, right? Because you bought 90, no, it's 1%.
USD. That's right. Honey poached a $35 commission for doing nothing and rewarded me a grand total of 89 cents.
I mean, okay, in Honey's defense, if you're already scamming people, you might as well scam them like real good, you know?
Thanks, PayPal. You really shouldn't have. No, seriously, you really shouldn't have. Now, on to scenario 3. For you ladies out there, let's say you're looking for a new outfit. Your favorite influencer tries on something that slays, you click on their affiliate link and get to the checkout. But in this scenario, Honey knows it has nothing to offer. No coupon codes, no Honey Gold.
Wait, what's going on in the chat? I just see someone say they're adding someone and they say, you can chill, I'm blocking you, yep. Bro, what could you guys be fucking arguing about on this video? Like, how are you guys mad right now? It's a Monday.
It still pops up.
Christmas is in 2 days, dog.
Absolutely
what are you
nothing.
doing?
Annoying as fuck. Naturally, you click the got it button to get rid of the annoying dancing coin, and whoa, what's that? PayPal takes the sale. Why? Because fuck you, Mary, that's your commission. But wait, there's more. My personal
Wow.
favorite is when Honey has nothing to offer, so pops up offering you to check out with PayPal, even though the option is already available at the checkout page. And of course, if you click the checkout button, PayPal poaches the sale. Classy. As I was saying, Honey uses any excuse possible to get that last click.
Bro, I
from the
fucked
user.
up. I didn't realize these commissions were
absolutely-
so crazy. I need to get in the line of streaming or influencing. Like I'm like a WoW influencer, but like WoW players don't buy anything. I don't get like I don't get a cut of like WoW subs you guys get. I need to start selling shit.
Disgusting. I can't
need to
even
lock in.
begin to fathom how much money has been lost at the hands of this browser extension. Imagine being the influencers who promoted Honey, telling your audience, who, by the way, are the most likely
What
to
is
use
the
your
dog
affiliate
doing?
links, to
Oh, she's sitting and standing at the same time, and she's eating her own ass. Stop that. That's don't you even? No fucking way. No fucking way.
download an app that poaches your affiliate sales. It's crazy. Now, to be clear, not every influencer who promoted Honey engages in affiliate
not
marketing,
fucking-
so those who
ain't
don't
no
are
way.
obviously unaffected. But did any of the
I'm
influencers
hiding.
who are engaging in affiliate marketing ever catch on to what Honey's been doing? Well, it turns out yes, at least one of them did. Linus Tech Tips, who have been promoting Honey since 2017. So here's how I found this out. You see, one day I was browsing Linus's forum to see if anyone had raised a red flag about Honey. And sure enough, back in 2020, someone sounded the alarm, but it was ultimately ignored. However, in 2022,
Bro, I would not if I'm
a different-
Linus Tech Tips, I'm not ignoring that, because I bet Linus Tech Tips has made absolute boatloads of money off of affiliate links, like crazy money, probably millions of dollars.
user noticed that LMG were no longer promoting Honey and asked the team if they had been dropped as a sponsor, to which one of Linus's employees responded with, "We ended the partnership with Honey due to the way their service interacted with affiliate links. Essentially, if someone clicked on an affiliate link and then they use Honey and search for a deal, Honey will override that tracking link even if they don't find you a deal. That didn't jive with us, so we ended the partnership." Okay,
so they
had
knew.
no idea this was happening, and it took them several years to catch on. That's quite telling.
That's what I was saying
because
earlier,
we're
it makes
talking
sense.
about a tech-savvy YouTube channel that's run by a very large team. The fact that it took them several years to figure this out, in my opinion, really underscores the deceptive nature with which Honey operates. If Linus and his team didn't know, I can't imagine many other influencers would have known either. Now, I have to say, as a longtime viewer and supporter of Linus's channel, I'm incredibly disappointed they weren't more public with this discovery. I get this specific issue doesn't directly affect their viewers.
It doesn't affect
but
their
surely
consumers,
they
but
must
it
have realized
certainly
the wider
affects.
impact this could be having.
Bro, I feel like you'd. Well, okay, so there is one reason. Like, if you're someone, it's a business thing, and like a lot of people won't agree with it, but like, you definitely don't want to like be the person that does a deal with someone and then it goes wrong, and then you like do anything to publicly slander that person, because then another company will be less likely to work with you. Like, here's an example of that. Do you guys remember in the Race World First and Old Year, Method did Battle of Dazarlor and Old Year, Method did the Red Bull thing? Okay, well then going into the third race of that expansion, Eternal Palace, Method and Red Bull just simply didn't agree to terms. They just couldn't come to a way to work together. So Red Bull worked with us in pieces, and they flew us to London, and we had our own little race thing, right? So nothing happened between Red Bull and Method except for they just didn't agree on how they didn't come to a business decision. And then do you remember SCO and Method wrote that like manifesto about Red Bull, like slandering them and all this shit, which by the way, I was involved in all of that. A lot of that shit was not right. Like Red Bull basically just did normal shit. They just, but like that is an example of Method making a really bad decision, right? Because like other sponsors are probably reading in between the lines there, and they're like, that just seems like a business deal that didn't work out, and you're like slandering Red Bull on the internet. Like, are we likely to work with you now? Probably not, right? So that's why Linus Tech Tips didn't do that. But also it is fair as a consumer or another creator to be like, hey, you found out that these people were basically scamming you, and all these other people are taking these deals, and you're saying nothing, right?
On the creator community, a community they're a part of. I think that matters. And it's not as though
the difference is Red Bull wasn't a scam, and this literally is. So like, Yeah, I think you're right. Like, I think if it's you're actively being scammed, you
promoted
kind of
Honey
have the
once or
due
twice.
diligence of
They
doing
did
that.
approximately 160
But
sponsored
PayPal's a
segments,
big company,
all
you
of
know?
which remain
You don't wanna
live
make
on
PayPal
YouTube.
mad.
Those videos have accumulated around 194 million views, according to my
Wait, let me look at this. Linus had to short circuit. Honey sponsorship summary. They've done 163 total sponsorships with 194 million views. Wow.
data that makes Linus's company, LMG, the third largest promoter of Honey on YouTube. So yeah, in my opinion, they should have made more noise about this. But what's truly baffling to me is that after LMG ended their partnership with Honey, they then went ahead and partnered with a company called Karma Now, a coupon browser extension that literally engages in similar behavior. Now, I did reach out to LMG about this situation, and I'll be honest, their response was not to my satisfaction. They didn't address the majority of my questions, however, they did at least provide some important context about their dealings with Honey. LMG stated that as soon as these issues with Honey were brought to us, we tried to work with them to remedy them. After a few calls, we were informed that they weren't willing to change.
Yeah, well, no shit. That's their whole business model. Like, of course they're not going to change what they're doing because the only way they make money in that partnership is to do that.
So we stopped working with them across all.
But then how did they start working with Karma, though?
So let me get this straight. One of Honey's biggest promoters goes to them and says, hey, can you please stop overriding our affiliate links? And Honey effectively goes, nah, not happening.
Well,
Assuming
yeah, well,
not
Honey's
they
never gonna
correct,
do that.
And if true, that just goes to show what little regard Honey has not only for content creators, but also their partners. Now, as for LMG's less than ideal response, I did press Linus's team to address the rest of my questions, but never heard back from them. But it's time to shift gears, because unfortunately, this scam runs much deeper than stolen affiliate commissions. It's time we talk about how Honey used these influencers to sell you a complete lie. How they sold you a product that was doing the opposite of what they promised.
Does this guy have proof that some of these creators knew Honey was scamming them? And actually, well, I don't know. Like, I feel like the creators have a responsibility to other creators, but like the viewers don't get impacted by this at all. Like, you as a viewer, this means nothing to you. You're not in the commission. Do you care? A lot of you guys probably don't even... I think there's a lot of people who don't even know when they're clicking on a link in a YouTuber's thing that they're actually giving that person a commission. Maybe a decent amount of people do, but like, do you care who's getting that commission? It doesn't affect you. You know?
You see, as I was testing Honey across different stores, I was encountering a reoccurring issue. When I reached the checkout page, Honey would claim it couldn't find me.
It does affect the consumer. Oh shit, we'll keep going, we'll keep going.
Yet when I searched manually, I found working codes with these. And even when Honey did find me a code, I was often able to find another code of better value. Kind of strange, given their claim that...
Yeah, I mean, that's literally the whole point of them existing. Well, actually, clearly the whole point of them existing is to scam and steal commissions, but like the on the surface, like why Honey exists is like you need to find the best codes. I feel like if they're not doing that, that's kind of tough.
Manually searching for coupon codes is now a thing of the past.
Another oddity was that Honey would often only find me Honey branded coupon codes, such as Honey 5 or Honey 10. Why would a store only have Honey branded coupon codes? Kind of weird, right?
That's probably the deal that got them the commission in the first place.
But the biggest red flag was that when I tried submitting the better coupon codes I'd found, Honey wasn't adding them to their database.
Oh, this is how it scams the
okay. Why not? Well, then
that's like not their deal for the creator. Like, okay, if you're working with a company, like they're gonna see how many times people are typing Honey 5 or Honey 10, because that will contribute to how much value Honey is bringing to that company and giving them a commission to begin with. So they're intentionally not adding better codes and using the Honey ones just so they have a better business relationship with the company. Is that what's happening?
I figured out what was going on. It turns out that one of the key benefits for stores partnering with Honey is that they are given full control over which coupon codes go live on the platform, if any at all. I discovered this while listening to a podcast produced by Honey, which appears to be aimed at attracting...
Honey has a podcast. Bro, that's so funny. Why does Honey have a podcast? What is it about? What's it about? Like, who? E-commerce and shopping industry insights with actionable guidance on how to grow your online shopping community and boost revenue. So it's like a business
Business Insider pod. That's still so
new
funny.
businesses to joining their platform. In this podcast, an
Y'all
employee
listen
from
to
the
that new
Australian
honey-
clothing store,
that new
Princess
honey pod?
Polly, discusses the benefits of partnering with Honey.
What would you say to any brand that is considered working with Honey but hasn't yet?
I would say missing out on converting customers. Like I said before, Gen Z is super discount savvy. You can't ignore the fact that they will hunt for like discount codes and they might find a better deal. With Honey, you can also control the discount code percentage, which means like they will potentially find a higher discount code on the internet. It literally lets you control like the customer journey, convert and control.
There's no way you're just saying this shit on a podcast
Like, the discount code percentage
for the fucking public.
well.
Are you
This is
serious?
insane. She's basically
That's
saying,
crazy you just said that.
Honey is great for businesses because it encourages users not to bother hunting for coupon codes.
Bro, you outed yourself
And
on your own
it allows
pod.
businesses to control which coupon codes are shared with consumers. Now, I was able to further verify this on Honey's website, specifically the FAQ page for partners, which clearly states, as a partner, you have control over the content hosted on the Honey platform. So yes, even if Honey knows of a coupon code that offers, say, 20% off, but a partnering store tells them, hey, only share a 5% off coupon, then that's the only discount Honey will apply to your cart at the checkout page.
Damn. So I was just looking at this, like, I was thinking about like me, like they could be scamming me, even though I'm not a commission guy. They could be scamming these creators. They're scamming the own people they're paying. But they're actually just scamming, straight up scamming consumers, right?
Then, holy shit. Honey wasn't finding you the best deals possible. They were intentionally withholding them from you for their own financial gain. This completely invalidates Honey's core value proposition to consumers. For years, they sold you the lie that they would find you every
Damn.
working coupon code on the internet and apply the best one to
Damn.
your cart. But nope, complete and utter lie. They have literally been feeding you coupon codes that were approved by the partnered stores who were paying them. And can I just say, the double messaging here is hilarious. Because on one hand, Honey has appealed to consumers by promising to find the best deals possible. But on the other hand, they appeal to businesses claiming that Honey helps.
Can I just say, let me move my camera here. This little thing he has on his desk, this little like old school ass fueled light bulb or whatever, this goes hard in the setup right now with like him making this video. Like this thing looks cool as fuck. Like I wish I had one of those things. Anyways.
Prevent consumers from finding the best deals. It's absurd. Now, when you think about it, this all makes complete sense. I mean, why would any online business pay Honey for sharing their highest value coupon codes with its 20 million users? That's not an appealing partnership whatsoever.
Honey only has 20 million users? That's surprising to me. I actually thought it would be significantly bigger than that. But maybe that's just because I think Honey is so prevalent in my area of like the internet that I'm just not thinking about all the other areas. Like, for example, I bet like my mom doesn't have Honey installed, right? But I would bet that my friend that I had dinner with last night does, or had at some point, you know?
So, to make a partnership more attractive,
I mean, it's not
Honey
like
told
20 million is a small number. It's just like I actually assumed it would be a lot bigger.
businesses, hey, if you partner with us and pay us an affiliate commission, we'll let you control which discount codes are shared on our platform. And we'll tell our consumers we scoured the internet and found them the best deal possible. Everybody wins. Just not the consumers or the influencers. With this discovery, I decided to do a thorough audit of Honey's advertising campaigns. And yikes, the ads, the sponsorships, everywhere you look, it's lie after lie. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if this ends up going down as one of the most aggressive, shameless marketing scams of the century. Just look at this insane list of videos that were sponsored by Honey. According to my data, they sponsored almost 5,000 videos across roughly 1,000 different YouTube channels, racking up an unbelievable...
Yeah, and their advertising slogan is just a straight up lie. We are going to find you the best discount codes, and that is just a flat out lie. Like, and they're intentionally not. It's actually not financially smart for them to give you the best discount codes, or else they wouldn't have a good relationship with the company. So they're giving you bad ones.
It's crazy. So now that we have a clearer picture of how Honey operates, let's reflect on some of their claims.
Honey will find every working code on the internet and apply the best one to your card.
Just a straight up
If Honey
lie.
can't find a discount code for you, then you can rest assured there's not a single discount or promo code
Oh,
on
God.
the internet.
It's a free browser extension that automatically finds you the best promo codes for anything you purchase online. You literally don't spend money.
Honey searches the known internet for every promo code ever used. This means you always get the
This is
best
a-
deals without even trying.
This is
What
a
Honey
tough
does
look.
is take money and they put it in your pocket.
If there is
Oh,
any way to
God.
save money on your purchase, they'll find it.
Getting you the lowest prices possible at checkout.
You are always going to get the best deal no matter where you're shopping. Amazon, eBay, Best Buy, doesn't matter. Honey's got your butt covered.
If Honey can't find a code, you have the best deal.
It really puts into perspective just how shady this company is, doesn't it? Now, believe it or not, the Better Business Bureau launched...
Yeah, is this not illegal? I'm thinking it's not illegal because I think there's no way PayPal buys them, or whoever is running PayPal is extremely incompetent. But this has to be illegal,
inquiry
right?
into Honey's advertising claims. But after Honey immediately discontinued the claims for, quote, business reasons, the BBB decided to drop the case.
But it's still on. You can't remove that from all those. People will still go. You can't remove the claims. I could go watch a video from a ton of those creators that's still relevant to this day, and that advertisement's still
Honestly,
there.
at this point in my investigation, I thought I'd seen the worst of it. I thought I understood the full picture of Honey's shady business model. But here's the thing. What I haven't told you is that there were instances where Honey would actually work really well, finding me incredible discounts that seemed almost too good to be true. Now, it wasn't very often,
PJ
but
baby.
enough to confuse me. And there were even times when they weren't poaching affiliate commissions by claiming the credit for sales. These inconsistencies bugged me. It didn't add up with everything else I had discovered. It was clear I was missing something. Well, once I finally figured out what that was, I uncovered an even darker side to PayPal's scam, one that targeted an entirely new victim.
Huh? Wait, who? Okay, wait. Before we get the little teaser, who do you think who could be a victim? There's already victims that are creators. There are already victims that are, oh, it's the businesses, right? It's the businesses. The businesses are getting scammed. That would be crazy if they found out a way to scam literally everyone involved for this many years for that much money. But I mean, that's the only relevant party that isn't being scammed right now is the businesses themselves. So it has to be.
New victim.
I mean, I'm sure they're giving us a little thing here.
We started having problems where customers would get in touch via our support saying, oh, hey, I just tried to use this discount, this 60% off coupon, and it doesn't work. I'd be like, dude, that is not your discount. Like, how did you get that? And they'd be like, oh, I just showed up through the Honey extension.
Yeah, it cost us thousands.
Oh, so Honey was like, Honey was giving crazy discount codes. Oh, employee and family discount codes, like crazy discount codes, and like Honey was finding them for like probably really high ticket items. So yeah, it was the businesses. The businesses were getting scammed. But that was probably a mistake because Honey wouldn't even make money on that. That's probably a error within the thing. But I can imagine if an error like that happened for even a day or two and it got on the internet, how much money you could have lost, right?
Looked into how far back it went.
At the end of the day, like, you need to make the numbers
Surely.
work.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like at this point the people running Honey are very like credible, believable people if they were telling you something. But like, all things have motive, right? Like the motive to do everything Honey has done so far has been to make a ton of money. But like they, at least as far as we know, Honey wouldn't gain anything by mistakenly using employee and whatever discount codes. The businesses are getting fucked by that. And the only way Honey would get fucked is if and Honey could get fucked even more because they would have to like pay the businesses for fucking that up. But then it sounds like what we're about to hear here is they definitely didn't do that.
Honey is going to steal 10% of your revenue all the time. You're going to have to raise prices at the end of the day. And it's just like a really awful business model. Like, we've been so bad at them for so long.
Yep, so the businesses got scammed too. All right, fuck yeah. Where's part 2? Release part 2. Damn. I need to know more. I'll give this guy a sub though. That's good. I like the thoroughness. I like the background. It looks clean, well edited, good art that he had done for this. I fuck with it. Does he have any creator links in his thing? That's good. The last time he did a part 2, it took him 20 days to upload it. Yeah, I'm sure it'll pop off whenever it comes out, you know. All right, fellas. I'm going to hop off and go do some other shit. Remember to blow up. See you guys on Wednesday. Merry Christmas.